We are back at Bob Wren Stadium for Game 2 of the doubleheader between the Ohio Bobcats and the Canisius Golden Griffins. I'm here with Carl Blaylock. I'm Zach Mothersbaugh, and we're ready for the second game. After the first game went down to the wire, just a one-run game, the Bobcats won 8-7. And after a lot of runs, after they gave up a lot of runs a little bit earlier in the game, they were able to shut it down with Braxton Kelly. Carl, what does Hudson Bonkel have to do today to keep that momentum going?
Well, Hudson's going to have to keep the top of the order, the Golden Griffins order, at bay. The Golden Griffins only got 9 hits in the last game, and 6 of them were from the top 4 in the order. The bottom of the order didn't do much, so he's going to have to keep Stefano, Chisholm, Grant, and Steffen at bay in this second game.
Yeah, Grant, as I said a couple times in the last game, he's one of the best hitters in the MAC conference, and he leads the MAC in average. Moving into this game, on the other side, for the Canisius Golden Griffins, they gave up 2 3-run jacks that made up a lot of that scoring, 6 of the 8 runs in the game. What are they going to have to do today to make sure that that ball doesn't leave the yard in the second game?
Just be more careful pitching. Especially with Casper Bauer. Casper Bauer had a double and a home run the first game. They just got to be a bit more careful with how much they're pitching, a little bit more outside. Make sure it's not in the sweet spot, and keep the ball in the yard by just don't throw bad pitches. Easier said than done, though.
Absolutely easier said than done, yeah. And as we walk up, or as Mike DiStefano walks up, he's leading off in this game as well as the first game. He went 1 for 5 in that game, had 2 strikeouts and 2 runs. After him is Zarat, and then one of the best players in the MAC, Max Grant. Then Mike Steffen, Kraminski, and then Vincent hitting 6th, Carlin Dick hitting 7th, Henneman 8th, and Kyle Cush will round out their lineup as the count is now 1-1 to the leadoff hitter, Mike DiStefano. Now 1-2 as he swings at that last pitch. Hudson Bonkel, he's starting this game, normally a reliever, whereas Eddie Cutt in the first game closed that game, and he's normally a starter. That was his first appearance out of the bullpen of this entire season, as Bonkel lays that one outside for a 2-2 count.
Yeah, out in the field for the Bobcats, you got Isaiah Peterson out in center field, A.J. Roush out in right field, Colin Casper Bauer. There's a swing and a miss.
There goes DiStefano. A strikeout to start the game there for Hudson Bonkel. That's a good start for him after trying to keep that momentum from the last game that Braxton Kelly and Eddie Cutt had.
Yeah, Casper Bauer's at third base, Mason Menzie at catcher. You got Cale Baker at first.
It's a ball outside there from Eddie Cutt. The hitter right now for the Golden Griffins is Zarat. Zarat on the season right now, Jake Zarat. He's hitting 194 with 2 RBIs. He's DHing today as he watches that other one go outside, now a 2-0 count. He's not playing in the field today. A sub-200 ERA for Zarat. Only 2 RBIs. He's only played in 17 games. But he also has an on-base percentage of .420. So he does get on base a lot when he gets up to the plate.
You always want somebody to have – you always want your batters, especially if they don't make that great a contact, to just have a good contact. You want to at least get on base. If you're not going to make contact, at least – get on base, have a good eye of pitches, and it seems like he has a great eye on pitches, even though he'll take that strike.
Yeah, that one a bit of an off-speed right there. And we saw it in the last game. You were talking about it right there, just putting the ball in play, making contact. We saw a couple of errors by both teams last game, so you expect that maybe both teams feel that if they can just put bat on ball and put it into play, maybe they can get on base today and score some runs again. As now we have a full count 3-2 here to Jake Zarat from Hudson Bonkel. 1 out in the game. Here's the payoff pitch from Bonkel. That one high and outside puts Jake Zarat on first. So after getting the first player to go down on strikes, he walks the second player. And now the third batter for the Canisius Golden Griffins is Max Grant, who went 2 for 5 in the first game. He did strike out once. He had 2 RBIs and an extra base hit. And the main guy you talked about in that first 3 in the lineup who do most of the damage for this Golden Griffin team. Takes that first off-speed pitch that drops right in for a strike. Little get-me-over strike there from Hudson Bonkel to get him up 0-1 in the count.
You know who his stance a bit, the way he stands in the box kind of reminds me of his fellow Canadian. So swing and miss there. His fellow Canadian, Joey Votto, Grant from New Brunswick up in northeast Canada. He reminds me a lot of Joey Votto, the way he just holds the bat, really firm shoulder up.
That one flied out to left and caught there by the left fielder, Spencer Harbert, back out there for the Bobcats. And you were talking about him being a little like Joey Votto. I know you couldn't quite see it from the camera angle, but his left foot, his back foot in the stance was on the batter's box line. Joey Votto, one of those guys known for being way up on that plate.
Oh, yeah.
And now we've got the fourth hitter, for the Canisius Golden Griffins. That's Mike Steffen. Steffen playing first base. He did play in the last game. The only person we've seen who didn't play in the last game was Jake Zarat. As that off-speed gets in the dirt, Minzy loses it for a little bit, throws on to second, and he is safe at second. Just gets in as Jake Zarat is just able to make it to second. A little bit of a late decision after that ball hit the ground for Mason Minzy. But Jake Zarat, as I said, the only player that we've seen so far to have not played in the previous game. Steffen was 1 for 3 with a walk.
That was a really close play down at second. Minzy kind of just lost the ball there after it got done, and it almost helped him out, though, getting it out at second, but just barely able to get there in time.
Yeah, he did throw a strike down there at second, maybe a little bit high, and Jake Zarat was just able to slide around it as that one's in for a strike. Now a 1-1 count here for Hudson Bonkel on Mike Steffen. Steffen, as I was mentioning, he had 3 RBIs. One of those was a sac fly in the previous game. So he did his job for his at-bats, going 1 for 3 and also having a sac fly. Swings at that pitch. It's right through it. Now a 1-2 count here for Mike Steffen. Hudson Bonkel on the mound, paying attention to Jake Zarat at second. Zarat coming out of the stretch now. Gets set. Kicks the leg and throws that next pitch just a little high and outside. Did a little 360 spin right there. Wanted that pitch as Mason Minzy tried to frame it there. But just unable to get that call from the umpire, and Hudson Bonkel has to stay on the mound here in an even 2-2 count with 2 outs and throw this next pitch. And he does look like he took a little bit off of that one, and Mike Steffen just couldn't lay back, ended up grounding that one behind him into the Canisius dugout.
So far, Bonkel's done a really good job of just pitching the ball out there. He's not letting, his first time starting being too much of a problem for him, and so that'll be a foul off through the first base batter's box or first base coaching box. He hasn't allowed it to be that big of a moment yet. He's kind of just still pitched his pitches, and I mean this is what you want to see, in the first inning of a start, especially by a freshman.
Yeah, we were talking about it before this game started that his high ERA, it's a 9.88 his ERA. That as a strike 3, Hudson Bonkel will get the Bobcats out of this inning. His high ERA is due to that bad first outing he had, but maybe coming out as a starter, switching it up might make it better for the freshman as we head now to the bottom of the first inning for the Bobcats' first at-bat.
Warehouse Tire in Athens is your locally owned and operated auto and truck tire center. At Warehouse Tire, we focus on customer service with a professional staff and a huge inventory of wheels and tires for a variety of applications, including farm and industrial. We feature top brands, including Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal. Warehouse Tire is also a full-service auto service shop. Let us help with all of your under-vehicle maintenance, including brakes, shocks, struts, and alignments. Visit Warehouse Tire on Hebbardsville Road in Athens or online at WarehouseTireInc.com.
Ticket Smarter is glad we are back to holding live events. If you are looking to buy tickets to the best sports, concerts, and theater events all at the very best price, look no further than Ticketsmarter.com or on the app. Buying tickets at TicketSmarter will help support children in need. For every ticket transaction on TicketSmarter, $1 will be donated to a children's charity. TicketSmarter is proud to be the official ticketing partner of Ohio University Athletics. TicketSmarter, a smarter way to buy tickets.
Back here at Bob Wren in the bottom of the first inning after Hudson Bonkel, only walking one player and getting out of the inning with the rest, is able to send the Bobcats up to the plate now. Leading off, you'll see Isaiah Peterson, which isn't uncommon for the Bobcats. Isaiah Peterson now has played again in every single game this season, the only player to start every game, and in his normal leadoff spot again. Moving down the lineup, we have A.J. Roush hitting second, Colin Kasperbauer hitting third, Mason Minzy hitting fourth, Harbert fifth, Finney sixth, Michael Richardson seventh, Cal Baker is eighth, and Nick Dolan will round out the lineup for the Bobcats. As we are getting ready to get into this first inning here, and Isaiah Peterson starting to walk up to the plate. Isaiah Peterson in the last game had a fine outing. Peterson was able to go 3 for 4 in that game, and he had one double. And he came into that game hitting .333, up that with that 3 for 4 outing he had in the previous game. He also scored a run. He scored the first run of the game. As the pitch comes in, off-speed pitch there, and that one is a ball, looked a little up high. That is Giuliano on the mound for the Canisius Golden Griffins. Giuliano sends the next pitch in. That one caught the outside corner. That's a strike there for Giuliano. Now, the next pitch, third pitch, another off-speed pitch. That one, he's got that one on a string. That one really moved a lot from his left to his right. Now a 1-2 count here as Isaiah Peterson steps back into the box. Not a great hitter's count, but he's a great hitter, so we'll see what he can do in this at-bat. That one, I think, hit him. Made contact with Peterson and got to the backstop. So Isaiah Peterson, in his first at-bat in this game, again able to get himself on base. And Justin Giuliano on this season, he's got a 7.13 ERA with 13 strikeouts. His opponent average is .324, which is a fairly high average for a pitcher at this point. He's got 13 walks, and he's pitched 17.2 innings on the season. Stands at 6'4", 210. As he gets ready for the righty and A.J. Roush. Roush also played in the last game as he takes his first pitch high and outside for ball one. Now a 1-0 count. Roush did play in the last game, as I said. He's 1 for 3 in that game. He had a sac bunt, which moved Isaiah Peterson from second to third, which allowed Isaiah Peterson to score that first run of the ball game, which, if you want to look at it this way, ended up being the difference in that game as they won by 1. Pickoff attempt there from Isaiah Peterson from Justin Giuliano. A.J. Roush steps back in the box to get ready for this next pitch. And Giuliano takes a quick look at first, but sends that one home. A.J. Roush takes a big hack at that one, which is a little outside. Looked like he was trying to pull that one straight out to left field, but doesn't make contact with it. Now a 1-1 count for A.J. Roush. Roush fouls that one straight back, and now it's still 1-2 count for A.J. Roush, as Justin Giuliano will look to shut the door, or hopefully shut the door, on A.J. Roush after he allowed Isaiah Peterson in a 2-strike count to get on with a hit-by-pitch. Tough start to the inning for Giuliano, but he's going to try and continue this, as A.J. Roush just makes a little bit of contact with that one, sends it backwards, and he'll stay in that 1-2 count, keep the pitch count up for Giuliano, even though it's really early in this game. Good to fight in these at-bats, because it also helps you, Carl, when you have these long at-bats, it helps you, doesn't it help you like see all the pitches that the pitcher has, so moving into your second and third at-bats gives you a big advantage?
Yeah, it's always a big thing to be able to see what the pitcher has as...
That one's fouled back and out of play by A.J. Roush.
Because that's always a big thing is normally you see these pitchers... Once you get once or twice through the order, everyone knows what you're going to see. You start noticing these tendencies, and they're able to pick up on that and hit it. And that going through more of your repertoire as, whoa.
That one smacked out to left center field, an off-speed pitch, and A.J. Roush got all of it. That one is gone. A 2-run home run to start this game. The first batter gets on, and the second batter goes yard. A.J. Roush puts the Bobcats up 2 in the first inning of this game. As Justin Giuliano struggles a little bit, wanted to get Isaiah Peterson out in that 2-strike count, then gets A.J. Roush into a 2-strike count, and now he's down 2 in this game.
That went far. That was over the scoreboard, over the trees out in left center field.
Yeah, that was an off-speed pitch that looked like it just hung a little bit there from Giuliano, and A.J. Roush didn't miss it.
The big important thing about that at-bat, he fought off a lot of those off-speed pitches. He was trying to hammer him at the bottom of the zone. Roush was able to get a hold of a few of those, not all the way, just foul him back, and then he finally got one that he could barrel up on the bat, and he took it yard. Ooh.
Absolutely. As that one, another one up and in, and that one shakes Colin Kasperbauer a little bit. Kasperbauer's a great hitter for the Bobcats, and as we were talking about, now maybe he's seen that off-speed pitch. Maybe he's got it timed up a little bit in just his first at-bat, as that one catches the outside corner for a strike. Colin Kasperbauer in the last game, he also went 3 for 4, but he was one of the 2 guys with that 3-run home runs. That was a big help in that win for the Bobcats, as that one off speed goes away, moves from left to right there from Giuliano, but off the plate, that's a ball. Now a 2-1 count here to Colin Kasperbauer. That one, another one outside there from Giuliano. Colin Kasperbauer is able to lay off that one. A 3-1 count now with no outs in this first inning, maybe a little bit of a reset of the inning. And instead of Isaiah Peterson, it's another big-time average hitter in Colin Kasperbauer at the plate to maybe start another a big inning again for the Bobcats, as, again, he gets a free base, just as Isaiah Peterson did in the first at-bat of this game. So now a man on first again, but this time it's Mason Minzy coming up to the plate. Minzy, I mentioned it last game, he was co-MAC Player of the Week last week for his insane performance. He went 10 for 16 that week, and then he played again this past Tuesday. He went just 1 for 4, but Minzy coming into this box, a really good hitter, another one that the Bobcats have, and that is looking to keep this inning alive against Justin Giuliano. First pitch in, and it is in for a strike. That starts Mason Minzy off in an 0-1 count with Colin Kasperbauer over there at first taking his lead off. Mason Minzy, another guy who did play that last game, as he takes that one down and away. He went 1 for 3. He had a walk, but struck out twice, hoping to get back on that hot streak that he was at last week. As now Giuliano gets set, sends that pitch in, high and outside. Catcher takes a look at Colin Kasperbauer at first, who strayed a bit farther off the bag than the catcher would have liked. That is Trevor Henneman behind the plate for the Canisius Golden Griffins. As Justin Giuliano gets set again, ready to send this next pitch in a 2-1 count to Mason Minzy. That one outside and high again. Colin Kasperbauer gets strung out at first, but he gets back safely. He took an extra hop step, maybe to mess with Henneman a little bit, and he just slipped in this turf.
Yeah, and I mean, he kind of went out a little bit. I mean, the ball got a little bit away from Henneman, but I think he was just trying to make Henneman think a little bit, maybe trying to make him a mistake, and then he kind of got caught there.
That one low and inside, and that 3-ball count, and that'll send Mason Minzy to first. And Justin Giuliano has now let 3 guys get free bases on him to start this game out, and the 4th guy that he faced hit a home run, a 2-run home run. So the pitching coach will come out and talk to Justin Giuliano. Giuliano, what does he have to do moving forward also in this game to get back over the plate and start things going for them?
Just throw strikes. I mean, just throw strikes. I mean, obviously, he had a really good at-bat going against Roush. I mean, that was, an 8-9 pitch at-bat. Roush had to battle to get that home run. But We'll see if he can recover. He's just got to get back to that. He made one mistake with that, and now it almost seems like he's a little bit scared to pick his spots in the zone. He's trying to get people to swing and miss, but when you're missing as much as what he is, like, you're not going to get the swings and misses because they'll just assume it's going to be a ball. So we'll see if he can shape up a little bit and just throw strikes.
And here he goes. First pitch, low and inside, way inside there to Spencer Harbert. Harbert went 1 for 4 in the last game, and he was the other guy who had the 3-run home run as part of that 8-run outing by the Ohio Bobcats in that first game. Harbert, that was his only hit of the game, but a big-time hit for the Bobcats, and he'll look to do some damage here with the guy on first and second and no one out. Shoots that one into right center field. That one gets into the gap. Here comes a man coming around to score. Harbert on first, and Minzy gets to third as Colin Kasserauer crosses the plate. A 3-run first inning here for the Bobcats, as every time that Justin Giuliano has put the ball over the plate, it seems like maybe the Bobcats have taken advantage of it and shot it into the field, and when he doesn't, they just take walks. So a guy on first and third, still no outs in this first inning. As for the Bobcats, Alex Finney walks up to the plate. Didn't play in the first game. He's slashing .294, .432, and .368 in this game. He's got 20 total hits on the season and 18 free bases between walks and hit by pitches. So as much as he gets hits, he also has a very keen eye, which isn't good for Giuliano, as he's a little bit off to begin this game. There's a steal on an off-speed pitch there, and Harbert gets there easily. Trevor Henneman really didn't have a play. That was a first pitch off-speed pitch there to Alex Finney to try and start him off with a strike, which he did. Drop that one in, but it allowed Spencer Harbert to take advantage of it and get to second on the first pitch. Now 2 guys in scoring position.
I mean, that's still a good pitch, though. I mean, you got to take the little victories at the moment. You don't have any outs. You got 2 runners in scoring position, and that'll be outside. But the last pitch before, even though it wasn't going to be swung at, that was a good curveball. And that's something that he can build upon and try to keep going in this at-bat.
Yeah, we've seen him have a lot of trouble, it seems like, with the off-speed pitches. So do you think maybe throwing that first one for a clean strike, as that one goes way inside again on Alex Finney, do you think throwing that first one and just dropping it over for a strike is the perfect thing to do, where it's maybe not much of a risk situation, because people don't like to swing a lot on a first pitch off-speed?
No, I mean, like, it's just a confidence booster as well. I mean, like, it's nice to just see one go into the strike zone and not go over your head. Like that one.
That one goes in, and that's popped way up. Looks like to center field. Good for the sac fly here, as Colin Kasserauer takes advantage and runs home. That one's cut off there by the Canisius Golden Griffins, the first baseman. That would be Mike Steffen there playing first, who cut that one off. But the run scores. Colin Kasserauer gets across the plate on the sac fly, and there is exactly what Alex Finney wanted to do in that at-bat, get the sac fly, although Mason Minzy is still stranded at second. With only 1 out in the inning, though. Here comes Michael Richardson up to the plate. Michael Richardson, in the last game, he was 0 for 4 with a strikeout. He made a lot of contact, which is what you were talking about earlier in this game, but just couldn't get on base. As he'll look to do that again here, make contact, but he would like to get a couple of hits in this game. Although, as I mentioned earlier in this game, there were a lot of errors in the last one, so maybe he could take advantage of that, as Mason Minzy takes third on a clean steal, a great steal, got a good jump. He was bouncing around behind the pitcher at second base. It looked like he was just getting ready to steal. A great jump, and he gets down there easily.
A good jump, and he forced Heineman to make a throw. I think if Heineman would have made a better throw right on the bag, he might have had a chance to get him, but the throw was on the foul side of the bag, and there was no play.
And when you have a good jump like that, do you think maybe it speeds the catcher up so that he has to make a tough pitch? As that one shot over to second base, as that just gets past the second baseman. That's Max Grant out there, the all-rookie for the Canisius Golden Griffins. And across the plate comes Mason Minzy. Now another run here. That's the 5th run for the Bobcats in this inning. And Cal Baker is now stepping into the box. Cal Baker struggling on the season and also struggled in the last game, as he went 0 for 4 and struck out 3 times, as the pitching coach will. 5 runs. The Bobcats are looking to take this game. And, you know, they've done very good this season. They are in 4th place in the MAC and looking to take advantage of that 4 seed playoff in the MAC tournament. How are we looking in the other games in the MAC right now?
Well, we had a little bit of a football score in some other games. Obviously, in our first game here, Ohio defeated Canisius 8-7. In other early game action, which it looks like all the first games in the doubleheaders have wrapped up, Bowling Green defeated Western Michigan in an absolute football score, 17-16. The final. I think they played it in 8. I mean, I've never seen a score like that in baseball. I mean, not that high at least.
Canisius, 17-16 is the exact score that Canisius beat Marist by last Saturday. Canisius had 8 straight games where they scored double-digit runs, and one of those games they went down by double-digit runs, over 12 runs they went down by in that Marist game, and they came back to win it in the late innings. They won it also 17-16.
In other action, Toledo defeated Eastern Michigan 5-2 in Game 1. Central Michigan over Akron 8-0. Ball State over Northern Illinois 13-0. And Miami of Ohio edged Kent State 4-3. Few games have started yet. We got Toledo scored 2 touchdowns against Eastern Michigan. It's 14-0 in the bottom of the second, Zach. 14-0.
The MAC is loving their football scores today.
Oh, they are.
Like
a lot of runs
14-0
being scored.
game.
A lot of runs being scored on this beautiful, beautiful Saturday afternoon all across the Midwest. There's not a cloud in the sky, really.
There isn't. And, earlier this week, it was, in the 30s?
Something like that. I think it snowed. I think we had flurries.
I'm not saying the weather did this specifically for MAC baseball, but, I mean, can't say it didn't,
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, you'll always take it when it's 80 degrees in April because, heck, I mean, we've had snowy games.
As there's a new pitcher out here for Canisius.
It's going to be number 16, Kochansky.
Yep, Kohansky's coming out in relief. Kohansky, he has a 2.29 ERA, which is a big upgrade from his 7.43 ERA in 2021. He has 25 strikeouts in 19.2 innings pitched. He will face Cal Baker as his first pitcher as the Canisius starter. Justin Giuliano just couldn't get through this first inning. Too many balls, too many walks, and a lot of pitches. 5 total runs, too, as that one goes up and inside to Cal Baker, who takes that one for a strike. And we were talking about MAC standings and everything. Ohio, coming out of this series, next weekend goes to Miami, who is the 5th seed in the MAC, and they will play them for a 4-game series. As Cal Baker shoots one out deep to left. That one gets over the head of the left fielder and gets down. And Cal Baker gets to second as the Ohio comes home. Another run might score, and it will score right there as Michael Richardson, goes all the way around from first to third on that shot by Cal Baker that gets over the left fielder's head. And when it rains, it pours here for the Ohio Bobcats. And they have now scored 6 runs in this first inning on 4 hits. And Cal Baker, who is a defensive guy, I talked about struggled last game, gets a hold of that one and shoots it right over Carlin Dick's head in left field.
That was a good job by Richardson reading the ball out there. The ball got over Dick's head and then bounced off the wall. And it took a little bit for him to find it out there. And that gave Richardson enough time. He didn't hesitate at all, ran around third, and got home for another Ohio run.
Yep, and that's big time here for Ohio as now Nick Dolan, who just popped up into the plate, shoots one all the way out to center. Cal Baker will take advantage of it with just one out. Sac fly gets all the way to third, just barely gets in there. Didn't get quite a perfect jump there, and Cal Baker doesn't quite have the speed. Do you think you would have done that? Do you think that was a good idea with one out? Now there's 2 outs. Cal Baker maybe not fast enough to score from second if a ball drops into the outfield. Maybe takes advantage of that extra 90 feet he just got there as Isaiah Peterson comes up.
Oh, yeah, no, he'll definitely take advantage of it. He had the space to it. I mean, that was out almost to the track in dead center. He had it. I mean, it was way closer. It was a good throw out there. It was a good throw by
DeStefano.
Yes. But I mean, you just got to have those. You just got to read those, and that was a good job by Baker to read that run in, and almost got hit by the good throw. But you can't do much about good throws. You got to move up there.
Yep. And he did. He did almost got out by that one. It was closer than I thought it would be when it was initially caught, but he gets that extra 90 feet, as now it's a 1-1 count here on Isaiah Peterson. He just fouled that last one off now with 2 strikes. Isaiah Peterson has already appeared in this game, and he got hit by a pitch in a 2-strike count. So we'll see if he can, as a guy who hits above 300, can drop one in here and get Cal Baker home. As he makes contact, rolls it over. That goes to the second baseman for Canisius, and that was Max Grant who makes the final play and finally ends this inning for Canisius. This was an incredibly long inning, 6 runs, every single player hit, and Isaiah Peterson hit twice. And Isaiah Peterson, in his second at-bat, after getting hit by a pitch in his first one, ends this inning. Now we head to the top of the second for the Canisius Golden Griffins.
Located on 741 East State Street, Steak and Shake is serving up handmade milkshakes, fresh pressed steak burgers, and crispy shoestring fries cooked right to order. Kick off your day with our breakfast served until 11 a.m. And don't forget to join us for happy hour drinks and shakes on weekdays from 2 p.m. till 5 p.m.
Left corner for 3, bang! And oh baby, what a first half it's been!
In sight, it must be right. We'll see you there at Steak and Shake Athens.
If you can dream it, you can do it. Maybe your dream is to have a vacation cabin in the woods. Or maybe your dream is to open up a cat cafe.
Who ordered the milk?
At Ohio University Credit Union, your dreams are our dreams, and we have the money to lend that will make them a reality. OUCU offers great loan rates, flexible terms, and fast responses on your application. Not a member? You can join. Really? Stop by a branch or visit oucu.org. Equal housing opportunity. Loan subject to credit approval. Federally insured by NCUA. MLS number 433809.
Let's go.
We're back here at Bob Wren Stadium for the top of the second inning as Canisius gets out of that first inning, but not without getting damaged. 6 runs in the bottom of that first inning for the Ohio Bobcats against the Golden Griffins, and their 2 pitchers, Justin Giuliano and the reliever that they put in. Giuliano had a really tough time, gave up all 6 runs, as the next hitter for the Golden Griffins comes in against Hudson Bonkel, who stays out there. Bonkel had a really good first inning and was able to take advantage of a lot of good pitching by himself and some good fielding by the Ohio Bobcats. As that one is in for a strike from Hudson Bonkel. He starts this first at-bat off as 0-1. He's going into the next pitch now. The next pitch is also a strike in the inside corner. Maybe crossed Minzy up a little bit as he was set up outside, but that one did get in.
That was a really good pitch placement. I mean, it got everybody surprised. Obviously, you don't want to surprise your catcher, but went outside corner, went inside corner, and now goes right down the middle.
And Kerminzi grounds that up to second base. Shortstop grabs that, and that is Nick Dolan who makes that play. And Kreminski will, in his first at-bat, get out. That was the 4th hitter, and we've gone through 4 straight. Or we haven't because Zarat got walked, but Kreminski, the 5th hitter in this Canisius lineup, is the first out of the second inning. As the next pitch is thrown by Hudson Bonkel, a get-me-over curveball that does get over and is a first pitch strike. Now an 0-1 count here for Dylan Vincent. Vincent played in the last game. Vincent, he was 2 for 4 with an RBI and a strikeout. As that one gets through on Mason Minzy, a ball a little bit low. That'll be the first ball of the game, or the first ball of this at-bat here for Dylan Vincent. Vincent steps back into the box. Hudson Bonkel gets ready for this next pitch, swings his leg, and that one looks like another bit of an off-speed, but he hung that one a little bit high. As Dylan Vincent, he did strike out in that last game, did have 1 RBI, had 2 hits and 4 at-bats. And sees this next pitch from Bonkel that he just fights off. That looked like it was a little bit up and in, but able to make contact with it, fight it off. Now a 2-2 count here with 1 out already in this top of the second inning.
That was a good rotation there on that pitch. I mean, it really kind of snuck up and in. By the time he decided to swing, he just had a defensive swing, and he just had to do it again.
Did the exact same thing, and that's pretty impressive there from Dylan Vincent. He makes that commitment on those swings. Not a ball that you see contact made with a lot, but he fights them both off to keep this at-bat alive.
It's a good job by Bonicle to try and keep putting him there. Oh, he got that one too close, though.
Yep, after he put 2 up and inside on Dylan Vincent, he then tries another off-speed pitch that goes way too inside and hits Vincent in the back. And Vincent will take first. 1 out in this inning. Now a guy on first here for Hudson Bonkel as he just couldn't get rid of Dylan Vincent, who fouled 2 balls off. As Carlin Dick, the left fielder, comes up to the plate now. He was 0 for 3 in that first game with a strikeout, and he was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. He was hit right up on the shoulder by Jacob Tate, the Ohio starter. Now he's in this lineup again, and he's now 0 for 1, and he's got in an 0-1 count now with 1 strike. As what looked like attempted another get-me-over curveball there, drops in for a ball. 1-1 count here for Carlin Dick as Hudson Bonkel gets ready to throw the next pitch. Checks first base. Gets set and throws that one in. And that one's shot way out to left by Carlin Dick. And it looks like the left fielder's running all the way. It gets right down in the corner as they're rounding third. And he's about to score. Dylan Vincent looked like he was about to go all the way to the plate, but stopped a couple steps after third base after a big-time double there by Carlin Dick. 1 out, guy on second and third. Maybe a chance here against Hudson Bonkel for the Canisius Golden Griffins to get some runs.
Yeah, that's the first mistake Bonkel's really made today. He's had a good outing so far, albeit through only an inning and a third, but he's done really good about pitch placement. That one he just let get a little bit. He was really pounding the inside. That one he let just go a little bit more towards the outside, and it was able to be Dick was able to hit it out to left field, almost gone. It was hit about on the track out there on the left.
Yeah, he really put that one right into the corner, and Spencer Harbert just couldn't get to it as he's a lefty hitter, so maybe Harbert was shaded a little bit over to his left and not able to get all the way to his right to grab that, as now the next hitter is the catcher, Trevor Henneman. Henneman, he didn't appear in the last game. It was Mike Mazzara who was catching for the Golden Griffins in that last game. But Henneman, he's 300 on the season with 11 RBIs. He's only played in 15 of their games, and he's got a 420 on-base percentage with a 475 slugging. Takes that pitch. It was outside for a ball. Now a 1-2 count here with 2 outs. Big opportunity here for Canisius as they look to take advantage of a guy on second and third with less than 2 outs. Henneman swings through that one, but it gets by Mason Minzy and all the way to the backstop. And that was a drop third strike, and it just couldn't quite get it to Cal Baker. So not only did that strike get past Mason Minzy, and let the run score from first on a wild pitch, or maybe a pass ball, but also Trevor Henneman's able to get all the way to first on another drop third strike. The Bobcats have had a drop third strike in their previous game that allowed a Canisius player to get on, and the same thing happens here as Mason Minzy is letting a couple balls by him today.
Yeah, that one just kind of got caught up, and I mean you got to make those. You got to catch those third strikes. I don't know if it could be the inexperience. I mean Bonicle and Minzy, that'll be
rolled over. Cal Baker grabs that at first. A low throw to second, so they're not able to turn 2 on that one. And the Canisius Golden Griffins are able to score right there, as that's Carlin Dick coming in from third, able to score. And now there's a guy still on first right now, as Henneman is able to get on base. Kyle Cush was able to get on base in that last at-bat. Cush also didn't appear in that last game, as now we flip the order back over to the top, and Mike DeStefano is at the plate. Stefano, that first pitch curveball that Hudson Bonkel really seems to like today, just gets over. Another 0-1 count. He's seen that a lot. A lot of those first pitch curveballs, because you don't really expect batters to swing at a first pitch curveball when you're kind of just getting used to your at bat. As he shoots that one into left field, gets right past the third baseman. That was Colin Kasperbauer, who just couldn't get down to the ground in time to grab that one. And Mike DeStefano, in his second at bat, is able to shoot one into left field. Now a guy on first and second for the Canisius Golden Griffins, as they are now only down 4 in this game. And Zarat, the DH, Jake Zarat, steps back up to the plate. He got walked in his first at-bat. We'll see what he can do here.
Bonicle's got to be a bit careful. It looks like Canisius has really started to see his pitches a lot better, and so he's got to be careful going through this order the second time.
That one looked like a bit of a frame job there from Mason Minzy as he reached out and pulled that one back over the plate. It was called a strike, though. 0-1 count here for Hudson Bonkel against Jake Zarat. This next pitch comes in. Also a strike there. Now an 0-2 count. As Hudson Bonkel looks to get out of this inning. Finally, a little bit of a long inning. Not as bad as the bottom of the first was for Canisius, but 2 runs in this inning. A little bit of an answer for Canisius as they look to claw their way back. But with 2 outs, Hudson Bonkel just needs to shut the door. Steps off to look at the guy on second. Steps back on the mound to get ready as Jake Surratt stepped off a little bit. But Kyle Cush drew a little bit of attention there at second from Hudson Bonkel. As Bonkel throws this next one to the plate, a curveball that he just didn't quite get all of. Wasn't able to spin that all the way back down over the plate. And that's a ball, 1-2 count. A good idea maybe from Hudson Bonkel and Mason Minzy there to drop a curveball in, see if they could get Jake Surratt looking.
Yeah, just wasn't able to put the location there that time. I'd like to see him go with some heat here, and he does.
He does, and it almost worked as Jake Surratt seemed to be very late on it. Shot that all the way out to the opposite field, right field, as he's a right-handed hitter. And just not able to get that by him was Hudson Bonkel after a couple of off-speed pitches.
I mean, that's something that I've really seen a lot with this batter that we haven't seen too much from Bonkel. The last few is like pumping the heat through the strike zone.
Yep, and a little bit of an off-speed that looked like there as Jake Surratt started to take a little bit of a walk towards his dugout. I'm not sure if that was just because he looked like he really wanted to swing at that and leaned over towards it, but he was able to just hang off of it. That was a very good take there by Surratt, as that's a pitch that you'd see a lot of people swing at.
And he almost did. That was really close. And good job, though, for him to stop himself from hitting it.
That one shot straight into center field, right at Isaiah Peterson on a line who makes that catch. And now the Bobcats are out of the inning. They gave up 2 runs after scoring 6 in the bottom of the first, and now they'll head to the bottom of the second to see what they can put up in that half inning.
When you order your groceries online with ClickList from Kroger, you can do your shopping anytime, anywhere, like the gym, the office, or your favorite comfy couch. And whether you place your order on your phone, tablet, or computer, it's still your neighborhood Kroger. So you'll find all the fresh choices, low prices, and great deals you love. And you'll save time, too. Try ClickList from Kroger with same-day pickup. Check it out at Kroger.com. Fresh food, low prices at Kroger.
We've all seen the tragedies associated with drug activity and impaired driving in our state. This is Trooper Conkler of the High State Highway Patrol's Athens Post. We need everyone's help to keep drugs out of our communities, keep impaired drivers off our roads, and get people to make good decisions when driving. Traffic and community safety is the responsibility of everyone. You can do your part in calling pound 677 to report drug activity and impaired or reckless drivers to law enforcement. Together we can make Ohio a safer place to live and travel.
We are back out for the bottom of the second inning as Brett Kohansky stays in the game. He threw only 3 pitches in that first inning and got through 2 batters as he went longer than Justin Giuliano. Giuliano gave up 6 runs. All of them were earned and walked 2 guys with 3 hits. Kohansky gave up 1 hit, but didn't allow a single run through 2/3 of an inning of baseball and is back out here for this bottom of the second inning to see what he can do against A.J. Roush. Roush blasted one over the left field wall in the last inning for the first 2 runs of the game for the Bobcats, and he's back up here after the Bobcats went all the way through the order and Isaiah Peterson hit twice in 1 inning. A.J. Roush will look to see what he can do in this at-bat. Gets the pitch from Kohansky and shoots it to left. That's a great play by the Canisius shortstop, and he dives, gets up, makes that play onto first. That is Kyle Cush, who gets down, flashes the leather, and throws it back onto first, where Mike Steffen is able to stretch, make that play, and A.J. Roush will be retired for the first out of this inning.
It's a real nice little backhand there, just a little backhand, and then was able to spin around and throw it over to first there was Cush. I mean, that's big league leather there.
That is absolutely unbelievable there by Cush. And in a game where you just can't let base runners continue to get on base, keeping that ball in the infield and then making a play with it is a big time in this game for Kyle Cush to see if Canisius can just claw back with Colin Kasperbauer at the plate, who walked his first time up, ended up coming around to score, and shoots that one out into left. That one looks like it might be into foul territory, just a little bit foul and caught by the left fielder. Carlin Dick is able to get just a few steps outside of that foul line where Colin Kasperbauer placed that one, makes the catch for the second out. This seems like now a pretty quick inning as Kohanski comes into what looked like a tough game with the Bobcats all over every single pitch, but he's able to shut them down now as he gets Mason Minzy, and he went through the top of the order. With Isaiah Peterson, he faced Roush, and now Kasperbauer, and Nick Dolan he also faced, who was the 9-hitter who blasted one for a sac fly into center field, but he's done so far so well, and he's done good so far in this game. As that one gets over for a strike. First strike, now an 0-1 count here for Mason Minzy. Minzy in his first at-bat also walked, got on base, came around to score for the Bobcats. As he takes a swing at that one, now down 0-2, real quick in this count. As after Justin Giuliano was throwing a lot of balls and getting into a lot of tough counts for a pitcher, it seems like Kohanski has just thrown a lot of strikes and gone after every Bobcat hitter to go quickly through these last couple of innings.
Yeah, he has.
Minzy shoots one over to the shortstop again. That's Kyle Cush. Gets that into his glove. A quick exchange from his glove to his hand. Gets that one onto first. And Mason Minzy thrown out at first as the inning is over for the Bobcats. And we will head to the third inning where Canisius will look to continue to claw back into this game.
These days, we're all doing a lot more virtually, which is why at Ohio Health, we've expanded our virtual care options and availability to make it even easier to get safe expert care at home. That includes virtual visits with over 1,000 trusted providers in every medical specialty. Learn more about our virtual health options at ohiohealth.com/virtual health.
Together is a wonderful place to be. That's why CareSource is devoted to keeping you and your family healthy and happy. We promise you not only reliable health care, but also a helping hand with whatever your family needs to succeed. It's why more moms in Ohio choose CareSource for Medicaid than all other plans combined. Things only get better when we work together. And together, there's nothing we can't do. We are one. Learn more at caresource.com.
Welcome back to Bob Wren Stadium as we enter the top of the third inning. As Max Grant steps up to the plate in his second at-bat. Grant in his first at-bat flew out. See what he can do this time. As it's still Hudson Bonkel, and Grant shoots one out into left field, way out of play right there on the first pitch, now down 0-1 as Hudson Bonkel goes back up onto the mound. Max Grant, a very, very dangerous hitter for this Canisius lineup. We'll see what he can do as he swings and misses at that one to see if he can claw them back into this game, because they were down 6-0 right out of the gates in the bottom of the first inning. Now only down 6-2, but it's going to take a lot more than just those 2 runs, and that's going to have to start with Max Grant as he shoots another one foul. Grant, as I'd mentioned, he went 2 for 5 in his previous game after going 4 for 6 and 5 for 6 over the weekend as he shoots one way out to left field. That one's caught by Spencer Harbert, who makes a play. And Max Grant just not able to get as much into that one, pops it up, and Spencer Harbert, that's the first out for him. And Mike Steffen now stepping up to the plate. Steffen, the lefty, facing the righty Hudson Bonkel, will step in. He's got it's his second at-bat of this game as well. he shoots that one foul. Another player who shoots the first pitch foul. Swinging first pitch, getting a bit of aggressive against Hudson Bonkel after he struck out looking in his first at-bat.
A lot of it is, again, like we said, like the more you see somebody, the better you're going to be able to see their pitches. Canisius' hitters are able to see the pitches a lot better now. Unfortunately for them, they just haven't been able to quite get the spin down to where they're putting the bat where it's supposed to go, but they're just a little bit late or a little bit early or just a little bit off. It's not hitting the sweet spot of the bat, and they're fouling off a lot of these pitches. But they're obviously seeing the ball real well because they're making contact, unlike earlier. Ooh.
You're right. And that one looked like it just caught a piece of Steffen as it catches him in the looked like the left arm. And right arm, and he takes first base. And yeah, they are fighting, just getting a little bit of a piece of everything. But the fight is helping them a lot as Hudson Bonkel, who normally, as we mentioned previous in this broadcast, is a reliever. He comes out of the bullpen. He's got over 40 pitches now in this game through just 2 1/3 innings. So that might get him out of the game a little bit faster than the Bobcats would have liked to have seen, as that one shot to second. Michael Richardson not quite able to make the play. Looked like he was trying to turn that one before he even got the ball in his glove.
Yeah, it's kind of, once he got the ball back in, he was just kind of sitting there looking at his glove like, oh, what happened with it?
Yeah, he was like halfway into his 360 spin to throw onto second by the time that ball even hit his glove. Maybe just took his eye off of it and bounced off his glove into the outfield.
Yeah. It just, luckily it didn't kick too far out in the outfield, only a one base error.
As Hudson Bonkel now faces the next hitter, who is Kraminski. Gibson Kraminski for the Canisius Golden Griffins is in the box. And that curveball not quite able to get over, as Hudson Bonkel has thrown that one a lot today, but that one hangs a little outside, not able to get as much spin on it as he would have liked. 1-0 count here to Kraminski. As the next pitch is down the middle, but that one is blasted high and out of play to the left side, as Kraminski was a little bit late on that one. Couldn't quite keep that one in the field of play, and now he's down 1-1 in the count with a guy on first and second. There is one out in this. And that one is shot again out to left field, just foul though. A line drive shot way down the line. Just not able to keep that one fair either, as he will head back up to the plate.
Yeah, just a little bit late on that one.
Now getting ready for the 1-2 pitch from Hudson Bonkel. He takes it, and he shoots it out into center field. Isaiah Peterson goes back on it. Looks like he's got a beat on it. Catches it, but the guy at second's going to tag up. Peterson's going to throw to second because another tag came from first, and he just not quite able to get the tag down. It looked like Richardson didn't get the tag on to that was Steffen, who got under the tag and got into second. I saw the guy from second getting ready to tag and go to third. I did not think that Mike Steffen would tag from second, testing Isaiah Peterson's arm, who may have been paying attention to.
He got it there. I think it wasn't so much of a thing. It was just they got the ball there, but when Richardson went to kind of try to swipe tag him, it just wasn't there. I mean, it was a good slide. I mean, that's entirely on Steffen, Kraminski doing a good job at just good sliding, good evasive sliding there, and that's what got him that base. Two runners in scoring positions.
Yep, for Carlin Dick, who's at the plate now. And he shoots that one back up the middle. Hudson Bonkel around, he gets that one, finds that one with the leather, but he just throws a bad pitch right there, as now Kraminski's going to come from second all the way around to score 2 more runs in this inning here for the Canisius Golden Griffins. That one, luckily, it was going to get all the way into center field. Hudson Bonkel just threw his glove around his back and was able to make contact with it, keep it around him. But when he picked it up to throw, he may have rushed it a little bit off, and Cal Baker wasn't able to corral it over at first.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a trick play there for Bonkel. He bounced it off his glove, caught it immediately while it was still in the air, and then tried to throw it over to first, but threw it a bit too fast. Was wide, actually hit the Canisius first base coach Otherwise, it might have been up to second.
So now it's Trevor Henneman who swings and misses at that first pitch. Henneman in this game, he's 0 for 1. He had a strikeout in his first at-bat. Looking to change that around here, keep this inning alive with 2 outs. As the Canisius Golden Griffins, now 2 strikes in this count, 0-2. The Canisius Golden Griffins are down 2 in this game after going down 6 early.
Yeah, looks like the bats are warming up maybe a bit too much with the heat now in the Midwest, all across the MAC, but especially here.
Yep, after that first 7-8 game, now already 6-4 in just the third inning of this one. And Hudson Bonkel, who, as we mentioned before, he comes out of the bullpen normally. How much longer do you think his leash is going to be?
I think they'll let him get out of this inning. This is and this gets a strikeout. It's a maturity moment. It's a maturity moment for the young freshman there. I mean, you got to get yourself out of messes you make. He does a good job of getting it as the Bobcats still lead 6-4, middle of the third.
The past year and a half, we've all been part of unprecedented times that have been heavy. At Integrated Services for Behavioral Health, we have been here for you throughout the heaviness of the pandemic and will continue to be here for you whenever you need us. Checking in on your behavioral health and well-being is more important than ever. If you feel like you can benefit from home or community-based support, counseling, peer recovery support, and a myriad of other services we offer, please call us at 800-321-8293. We're here for you.
Jumpstart your day at the Fairfield Inn & Suites in Athens. Enjoy complimentary hot breakfast, then unwind on our beautiful outdoor patio, which includes a gas fire pit and barbecue grill. Conveniently located on East State Street, just a short drive from the Ohio University campus and uptown Athens, the Fairfield Inn & Suites is situated near many shopping and dining venues. At the Fairfield Inn & Suites, you're our #1 priority. Call 740-589-5839 to book your next visit to Athens or find us online at fairfieldinn.com.
We are back here for the bottom of the third inning as it's Spencer Harbert walking up to the dish, getting ready for his at-bat. In his first at-bat, he was able to get on. We'll see what he can do here in his second at-bat. Steps into the plate, getting ready for the first pitch here from Kohansky. That one a little bit of an off-speed. Spencer Harbert tried to stay back on it, just not quite able to as it dribbles behind him and foul. Harbert, he's 1 for 1. It was just a single in his first at-bat, but he got an RBI and ended up coming around to score after stealing 2 bases. That one a heater from Kohansky, low and outside. That one's in for a ball. Now the count's even at 1-1. Harbert ready for the third pitch here. And Kohansky lifts the leg, shoots that in. Off-speed pitch, down and outside again. As Harbert watches that one go past him for another ball. Now a 2-1 count here. As he attempts to start the Bobcats bats again after they put a 0 spot up in the second inning. And shoots that one all the way out to left. That one, if it stays fair, is gone, and it doesn't stay fair. It is a foul ball. Spencer Harbert was all over that off-speed pitch, shot it to left field, but was just too early on it, and it ended up going foul.
Yeah, that's one of those pitches that your eyes light up a little bit, and it definitely did there for Harbor, but he just was a little bit too early on it. Lit up a bit too much there.
And as the next pitch comes in and he shoots it out to right center field, that one maybe popped a little bit too far up and too shallow as Canisius right fielder Dylan Vincent makes the play on that one. How do you think that kind of play where you get all of it and you think it might be going, but it ends up going foul, how does that affect you and your mental state going into your next at-bat?
Well, I mean, you at least are getting contact with it, but I think it depends on how it is. I think he might wait a little bit more on pitches like he did there. He waited a little bit more on that pitch. I think if he would have swung just a little bit sooner, it might have been a bit more of a liner that might have dropped. So, I mean, it's just the mindset of when do I got to swing?
Right, and yeah, he was a little early on that one, but able to shoot the next one into the opposite field here, as it is Alex Finney for his second at-bat of this game. He takes the first one in for a ball, now a 1-0 count, takes the second one in. That looks like it's also going to be a ball down low, as it's now a 2-0 count. Finney, we talked about before, he's very good at drawing walks and hit by pitches, as he's got 18 of them compared to his 20 hits. So just the kind of guy he just gets on base when he's on the plate. As that one's outside. He has a .432 on base percentage so far this season. Finney, though he's just under 300, gets ready for this next pitch. That is also looks like a little outside. Yes, that was called a ball outside. Finney walks on 4 pitches. He only saw 4 pitches in that at-bat, and he's on first now as Kohanski walks him. Now Michael Richardson ready to walk into this plate for his next at-bat.
Yeah, Finney doesn't have an official at-bat yet. Had a sacrifice fly his first time up and now a walk.
Doing exactly what the Bobcats need him to do every time he gets up to the plate. He did shoot that first one out deep into center. That scored a run in his first at-bat. Now Michael Richardson, who's got a single and an RBI. He also came around to score in his first at-bat of this game. Takes the first pitch in for a strike. Michael Richardson ready for the next pitch in an 0-1 count. It's in. He swings at it, and that's another strike, 0-2 count there, as Alex Finney goes back over to first. Richardson steps out of the box real quick. Kohanski gets himself set, stepping off the mound, and they are both ready for this third pitch of the at-bat in an 0-2 count. See if Michael Richardson can fight back into this one. That one up high, called a ball. Richardson takes it, and the catcher, Trevor Henneman, gets up and looks over at first base where Alex Finney is at.
It's a good job by Richardson there to lay off on that pitch. I mean, that was one he swung at earlier in the at-bat. But, I mean, that's why he'll throw it outside there. That's why Kohanski threw that there, tried to get him to chase the same pitch he just did, knowing that, especially with the heat that Kohanski has, it's going to blow by him, but he can still try to get it to swing. But Richardson was able to lay off, see another pitch on the outside, and another pitch on the outside now.
As now, after going down 0-2, now has the count at 3-2, a full count, ready to see the payoff pitch here. Michael Richardson, a good eye on those last couple of pitches, as you were talking about, to fight back down 0-2 when you're most likely to swing, trying to protect the plate. Here comes the payoff pitch. Runner going. That one shot into right field. There goes Finney around second to third. Michael Richardson, as that one gets hung up in right field, tries to get to second, but the throw is perfect on time, and Michael Richardson is hosed out at second base as Dylan Vincent came up firing after grabbing that one in shallow right field. Richardson saw that one maybe hung out a little bit as everybody was shifted to their right, the Canisius fielding right, but the batters left. They were shifted over, so when he shot that one into right, he thought maybe he would just hang out there and shallow right field for a little bit, and he'd be able to get to second. Unable to there as Dylan Vincent hosed him.
That was still. You got to love the aggression, though, with the base paths, though. And, I mean, you give it a shot for that. Try to get a hustle double. Wasn't able to quite get there, though.
Although it did send Alex Finney over to third, and now Cal Baker is at the plate, takes that pitch, shoots it into center field, just too high, pop up. Looks like the center fielder is going to get under it, shielding himself from the sun, makes that catch after Cal Baker shot a double into left field in his first at-bat. He flies that one out to the center fielder, Mike DiStefano, and that inning is over, and we will now head to the top of the fourth.
Bobcat fans, the Hugh White family of dealerships is your hometown Athens dealer. And to show our commitment to the community, we're offering free car washes for Ohio University students and faculty, as well as college grad discounts with all of our new brands. But that's not all. We provide free concierge service for faculty. We'll pick up your vehicle and drop it back off after service. Take advantage of our leases at under $200 per month. Come visit us on North Columbus Road, less than 5 minutes from campus, or online at visithughwhite.com. And remember, if the deal is right, it must be Hugh White.
You got your go-tos, your standbys, even your favorites. But the beefy, cheesy burgers at McDonald's take you back to where it all began. Your Bite Zero, when you first tasted what a burger should be like. 2 perfectly seasoned beef patties stacked with a single slice of melty cheese on a golden bun. Now at McDonald's, get 2 McDouble burgers for $3. Whatever it is to you, classics are classics for a reason. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
As we head to the top of the 4th inning, beginning the 4th inning here, the Bobcats are still up 6-4, but Canisius has scored the last 4 runs of this game as Kyle Cush steps into the plate. He is 0 for 1. It was a fielder's choice, though, and he got an RBI, and he takes that first pitch in for a strike. Cush getting ready for the second pitch here. Swings and misses at that one as now it's 0-2. Kyle Cush looking to get on base here. Start another. They've scored the Canisius has scored 2 runs in the last 2 innings. If they score another 2 runs here, they will be tied in this game, fighting all the way back after Ohio put up 6 runs in the first inning. We'll see if they can keep this inning alive for long enough to put 2 more runs across the plate. That one. A curveball that dropped in low. Kyle Cush swung at it, and that'll be the first strikeout of this inning here for Hudson Bonko, who's still out on the mound with over 50, nearly 60 pitches in this game as an opener. Mike DiStefano walking up. He's 1 for 2 in this game.
It's a good job by Bonicle, though, to just kind of maybe they're trying to lengthen him out. I mean, you never know. You kind of just try to fit in the team. Maybe they're just giving him, a chance to see how he'll do on the starting mound, and he's done decent so far, but that's lifted out deep center field.
Shot way to center. Isaiah Peterson fighting off the sun, and he is able to catch it at the warning track. And maybe since he's a freshman, Hudson Bonkel, maybe they are just trying to test him here, see if he does a good job and is able to go a long way. Maybe they give him a starting nod later as moving into his later college career.
I mean, he's looked really good so far. I mean, he's – obviously you want to see a little bit better, but you got to remember, he's a freshman. This is one of his, this is a first start. I mean, he's done a really good job as that'll be a ball low. He's done a really good job of just keeping in these pitches, and he hasn't let some of these mistakes get to him. And, I mean, that's all you can ask for a freshman to, be doing this.
Yeah, going real deep into this game. And, yeah, he has made a couple of mistakes that turned around and let runs go by. I think 2 of those runs are unearned, though. So he's only given up 2 earned runs. Yeah, and the Golden Griffins, they do have 4 runs, only 2 hits, though. So, yeah, some walks maybe and a couple of errors out in the field behind Hudson Bonkel, who's, as you mentioned, making his first start here, trying to see what he can do on the bump in the beginning of the game as opposed to in the later stages of the game. As Mason Minzy tries to frame that one, but it's called a little bit outside by the home plate umpire. Now with 2-2 count, with 2 outs in this inning. We'll see if Hudson Bonkel can escape this 4th inning, make it quick. Jake Surratt is in the box. He swings and misses at that one. He was 0 for 1 with the walk earlier today, now 0 for 2 with that strikeout. And Hudson Bonkel, the freshman, makes quick work of 3 in this 4th inning, keeps the Bobcats up 2, and we'll see how much longer he continues to go as we head to the bottom of the 4th, where the Bobcats will get their 4th at-bat.
Let's go Cats. Let's go Labatt Blue Light. When you drink a pristine Canadian Pilsner, you're good at beer. Bobcats fans, grab a Labatt Blue Light and be good at beer. Always enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2021 Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt, registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company, Ltd.
Hi, this is Jared Dean with Dean Heating and Cooling. As your local Tempstar dealer, you can experience superior home comfort with Tempstar game-changing technology. Whether you need a fall tune-up or a midwinter repair call, our expert technicians will make sure your heating system is running at peak performance. Count on Dean Heating and Cooling and Tempstar to keep you cozy all winter long. Find us online at deanheatingandcooling.com and go Cats!
Welcome back. We are now in the bottom of the fourth inning as Ohio gets ready for their fourth at-bat of this ball game. It is Nick Dolan up at the plate, who is currently 0 for 1. It's a fly out, although he does have a sac fly in this game. Nick Dolan getting the signs from his first base coach, or from the third base coach and the head coach, Craig Moore. As he lays on a bunt there and charges up down the first base line, but it would look like the third baseman for Canisius. That's Gibson Kraminski. He was ready for that, and he was charging in before that bunt was laid down. Nick Dolan is retired, now on one pitch, one out in this fourth inning, as it's now Isaiah Peterson. Peterson 0 for 1 in this game, but he did walk, or he was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat and came around to score. We'll see what he can do in his third at-bat here, against his second one here against Brett Kohansky, but his third total. Isaiah Peterson set in the left-hand batter's box. Is that one a little off-speed pitch that was attempted to get me over? Looked maybe good from here, but it was called a ball by the home plate umpire. As Kohansky is now down in this count 1-0. Next pitch by Kohansky, a little high and outside. As now 2-0 count here to Isaiah Peterson, who, as I mentioned, got a free base in his first at-bat and came around to score. On deck is A.J. Roush, who opened up the scoring with a 2-run blast that got him and Isaiah Peterson home.
Ooh.
That one low and inside there to Isaiah Peterson. Steps out of the box, steps back in the box. Now a good 3-0 count. We'll see if Kohansky comes after him with a strike in this 3-0 count. And we'll see if Isaiah Peterson has the green light. And he does. He shoots that one way into left field, way out of play, towards the bullpen, past the Ohio bullpen. And now a 3-1 count here. And that 3-0 count, he did have the green light. Took a big hack at that one, but it went foul, so no harm done.
Kohansky's lucky that he didn't have that one a little bit earlier.
Attempts an off speed that stays high and outside. And that'll be a walk for Isaiah Peterson. He is still 0 for 1 in this game, but with a hit by pitch and a walk, he's now 2 for 3 on base. A.J. Roush steps up to the plate. One out after Nick Dolan tried to bunt earlier in this inning. But A.J. Roush in a similar position to where he was in the first inning. We'll see what kind of damage he can do to Brett Kohansky, who he's 0 for 1 against in this game so far.
Yeah, since Kohansky came in, the Bobcats really haven't had much offense, really. Really just a hit from Richardson, and that's about it.
Yeah, and now A.J. Roush trying to turn that over, and it might be due in part because Kohansky has gone way after hitters a lot more, even though he did just walk Isaiah Peterson. He's thrown a lot more strikes than the earlier pitcher, Justin Giuliano, did. Is that one shot in the left center? There's Isaiah Peterson rounding second. He's getting the third. That ball's bobbled in left field. Isaiah Peterson sent home, and he will make it. And the first run since the first inning for Isaiah Peterson, who goes first all the way to home on what might be ruled as a double by A.J. Roush, who that might be his second extra base hit in this game. That was bobbled a little bit in left field by the center fielder, Mike DiStefano, and he couldn't quite come up with it in time to get it home and get Isaiah Peterson out.
Is a double.
It was ruled a double. That's the second extra base hit and the third RBI from A.J. Roush so far in this ball game, who's having a great day. Although he did, in the last game, he was only 1 for 3. He did have a sac bunt that helped Isaiah Peterson score. Now he's doing the damage himself with his bat, getting himself the RBIs. And now stepping into the plate is Colin Kasperbauer. Kasperbauer in his first at-bat drew a walk in his second at-bat against, which was against Brett Kohansky. He got out. He flew out against Kohansky. Very common theme where people have gotten on base in their first at-bat against Giuliano, but Kohansky has shut them down. So we'll see what Kasperbauer can do in this at-bat here as that one's up and out. Ball 2, 2-0 count here for Kohansky, who, after losing Isaiah Peterson in the second at-bat of this inning, is now down 2-0 against Colin Kasperbauer. Both of these guys are big-time hitters, big average hitters, Kasperbauer and Isaiah Peterson. So Kohansky, who hasn't been careful at all throughout this game in terms of pitching around players, he's just thrown strikes, isn't quite able to get the ball over the plate for these two big-time hitters in Colin Kasperbauer and Isaiah Peterson, and A.J. Roush blasts one when he saw a strike, and he's now standing on second. 3-0 count here for Kasperbauer. We'll see what he can do in this at-bat. That one outside, ball 4. Colin Kasperbauer will get on base there, as now Mason Minzy comes up, also 0 for 1. He walked in his first at-bat in the first inning against Justin Giuliano, but he grounded out, in his second at-bat against Brett Kohansky.
As now we're a pitching meeting.
They are going to talk to Brett Kohansky, and they are going to take out Kohansky. Kohansky walking off the mound right now. They are bringing a new pitcher in. We'll see who that pitcher is, as we will see you after this meeting at the mound by the Canisius Golden Griffins.
Let O'Neill Hartman Insurance show you how Grange's strong value and fast claim service delivers league-leading coverage. O'Neill Hartman Insurance will find you a Grange auto policy that balances competitive rates and responsive Grange claim service. O'Neill Hartman Insurance considers Grange their go-to company for their combination of great value and outstanding claim service. Call O'Neill Hartman at 740-797-4685 or visit them online at o'neillhartman.com.
You expect world-class primary care from Memorial Health System. It's time to expect more, much more. Our patients now also get free virtual urgent care, so expect our expertise everywhere and answers anytime for free. No one else offers this because we're reinventing primary care. So find out more and expect more today from Memorial Health System.
Whether you're coming to Athens to root on the Bobcats, visiting friends and family, or just in town for business, the Hampton Inn in Athens wants to be your home away from home. With 86 sparkling rooms, complimentary high-speed internet, hot breakfast served each morning, and a spa and business center, you can expect a great night's stay with service that will bring you back. Visit us on the web at hamptoninn.com. That's hamptoninn.com. And go Bobcats!
After that pitching change, the Canisius Golden Griffins bring in Jankowski to pitch in this game. Jankowski, the first hitter he will face will be Ohio's
be Minzy, I think.
Mason Minzy, yes, at the plate. Minzy from the left-hand side with Jankowski. On the right-hand side, Jankowski will throw this first throw. And we were talking about it during the break. He's got kind of an awkward release where he goes a little bit sidearm, but it's short arm, so he kind of shoots it to the plate instead of going all the way over the top. Maybe a little bit more strain on his arm, but it might give him a little more control in terms of off-speed pitches, because if he spins it, it should really spin when it crosses the plate. We'll see what he does here in this next pitch, as that one's a little outside, stays hand side also. Now a 2-0 count here for Mason Minzy.
And you're somebody who's pitched a lot. I mean, is that something that just kind of you get used to? Like it's something you develop a habit in like Little League and you just keep delivering like that?
Yeah, it might be one of those where, yeah, he just had a bit of a short arm release when he was younger, and he just kept going with it. I played with a guy who had that kind of short arm, side arm release, and I used to mock him by also doing that short arm release when I was, like, playing catch with him and stuff. And it doesn't take too much power. Like, you'd think maybe you see it like that, and he loses a bunch of velocity and power, but I was able to basically throw the same distance as I could with my normal release when I mocked him with that little short arm release. So, I mean, it doesn't, and that one gets all the way out hand side. As Jankowski, he hasn't been able to get that ball back across the plate. He's seen it stay hand side, outside a lot of times in this at-bat.
It looks like he's not being able to grasp it at the pinnacle of, like, where he's trying to release it. Like, that one released early. When he snapped his arm, it released out instead of going straight.
Yeah, and you saw him, I mean, maybe if this wasn't a turf infield, he walked back up to the mound and he kind of dipped his hand and picked up some turf. Normally in a dirt infield, you'd pick up that stuff and it'd give you a bit of a better grip. As that one's fouled back by Mason Minzy, it'd give you a bit of a better grip on the baseball, so you might be right in that. He just didn't have the grip he wanted on that last one. He wasn't able to come all the way around with it. Left his hand a little early. Jankowski, he's got a 7.13 ERA on the season with 23 strikeouts. He's got a 301 average against, which, again, just over 300. Not exactly what you want, but a 2-2 record, and he's thrown 24 innings for these Canisius Golden Griffins. So he threw that pitch here. Stayed a little bit outside. Minzy almost offered at it.
Oh, he did offer at it.
He did offer at it, as it looked like he was convinced that he had not offered at it and started walking down that first base line. But it was called the other way by the third base umpire. And now Minzy will be retired on the strikeout. Now 2 outs in this inning. And Spencer Harbert will walk up to the plate as there's a guy on second and third. And the Bobcats are up 7-4. So if they can do a little bit more damage here, that would give you a nice cushion moving forward. Although you probably will need more runs. You'd feel good right now moving into the next inning if you're the Bobcats. Harbert takes a swing at the first pitch. Not quite able to get it as it gets under his bat for the first strike. Now down 0-1.
I mean, especially with Canisius, how much they've been able to score runs this year. I mean, they've had, 8 straight games, you said earlier, with double-digit runs. I mean, you want a lot of insurance against these guys.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Their bats can get incredible. And Spencer Harbert shoots that one to left. It's on a line. It's go to the left fielder, and it is caught by the left fielder, Carlin Dick. He got a lot of that one, but he's hit it right toward Dick in left field, and he was able to get under it and make that play. A line drive shot that ends the inning as we head to the top of the 5th.
If you're traveling to a game, a weekend road trip, or just around town, you need to stop at Go-Mart. You'll find a Go-Mart open 24 hours a day right off the interstate or right off Main Street in your local community. You can refuel your ride with quality gasoline and also yourself with popular snacks, drinks, and more. We're making it easy to keep up with your busy schedule by keeping you on the go. Go-Mart is the proud sponsor of Ohio Bobcat football.
Go for good times. Go for Go-Mart.
We are back here, top of the 5th inning, and it is Max Grant leading off this inning for the Canisius Golden Griffins against Hudson Bonkel, who is still out there. He's thrown 60 pitches in an effort to be a starter for this game and maybe for this team moving on in the future. And he's still in here after throwing 4 complete innings. Moving into his 5th inning there is we've got a couple of fans yelling out at the umpire.
That was a little bit of an interesting thing there. I mean, he pointed down as Baker's going to take that to first. It was a check swing. He pointed down the umpire, and the umpire just shrugged his shoulder like, what do you want me to do?
And he definitely heard it from the fans over here to our left. But either way, Max Grant comes back next pitch and rolls it over to Cal Baker, who's able to get him out. And now it is Mike Steffen. Mike Steffen is 0 for 1 in this game. He has come around to score, though. And he steps into the box for what is his 3rd at-bat. Steffen, the first baseman, makes contact with that one, shoots it down the right side, but it goes foul and hits the wall. So now 1-1 count here for Mike Steffen. Steffen back in the box here against Hudson Bonkel, who's ready to throw the next pitch. Bit of an off-speed pitch that ends up low and inside there. And collected by Mason Minzy. Now a 2-1 count. So the next pitch comes in. And that pitch is shot into right field there, right past the second baseman. That's Michael Richardson, who couldn't quite get to that ball. As Mike Steffen, a good seeing eye single through the infield, and he's aboard with 1 out in this inning.
Only the 3rd hit for the Golden Griffins today.
And that is all due to Hudson Bonkel up there on the mound. Not used to this starting role, but maybe he put a stamp in for himself for the future as a freshman.
Yeah, he's definitely looked the part of a starter. I mean, looking really good through 4 1/3.
Here's Kreminski in his 3rd at-bat. He is 0 for 2. He has also scored a run in this game. Standing on the left side of the batter's box against the righty Hudson Bonkel. With Mike Steffen at first. That next pitch comes in. It's shot to shortstop, who steps on the base, over onto 1 for the double play. And that is 2 outs. That will get us out of this inning right there on that shot to the shortstop. And we will head to the bottom of the 5th.
Voice of the Bobcats, Russ Eisenstein, on behalf of David White Services, the largest heating and cooling dealer in Southeast Ohio. They've been the choice of thousands for over 45 years. Offering the most efficient Lennox heat pumps, air conditioners, and furnaces, David White Services can save you money on your heating and cooling bills.
Thanks, Russ. I'm David White.
And I'm Esther White Thomas, inviting you to call us today to schedule a free estimate for heating and cooling or a new gas fireplace.
David White Services is a proud sponsor of Ohio Bobcat Athletics.
Okay, people, we all know what's at stake in this game. Zoe, what's at stake?
Our futures.
Our futures. And is anything gonna keep us from achieving our goal?
No way.
Because what do we have?
The plan.
Ohio's 529 plan. Because in this family, how do we play the college savings game?
Tax-free.
And where do we play it?
I don't know, Daddy.
That's okay, Pumpkin.
Want to win at college savings? Go to collegeadvantage.com/Bobcats.
We are back here at Bob Brennan Stadium for the bottom of the 5th inning, where Yankowski stays on the mound for the Canisius Golden Griffins. Going into his 2nd inning of work, he's only faced 2 batters so far. He retired them both, and now he is here facing Alex Finney. Finney is 0 for 0 in this ball game. Hasn't had an official at bat, but he does have a sac fly and an RBI, along with a walk in this game. So we'll see if he can get his first official at bat as he shoots that one out in shallow right field. Looks like the first baseman's back on it. He's under it, and he's got it. That is Mike Steffen, the Canisius first baseman, who gets under that one. And finally, A.J. Finney gets an official at bat. But unfortunately for A.J. Finney, it is his first out of the game. His first non-RBI out of the game, excuse me, as Michael Richardson steps up into the box, gets ready for his next at bat. Richardson, 2 for 2 in this game. He has an RBI and a run scored. See what he can do in this at-bat to try and keep this inning going, as that one's in, and it is low for a ball. David Jankowski is just approaching 10 pitches so far in this game. And that one is low and inside again on the hand side, although this time he's facing a right-handed batter. So if he loses one like he did in that last inning, then he's going to end up hitting Michael.
Well, if he
Richardson.
loses one like he did in the last inning, it'd probably go behind him. But he's done a lot. He's done a lot better with the grip now. I think he just kind of, I don't know. Does Canisius have do they have a turf field over there or no?
They play on their football field. So yes, it is a turf field for Canisius. They share it with their football field, and that football field is turf. So it's the same thing for them here as it is there, although in the outfield it's grass here.
I was wondering about that because maybe he was just not used to pitching on a natural surface. I guess a lot of college fields now have turf in the infield.
That one shot to third. A great pick by the third baseman who turns around and chucks one to first, but it's just not in time. Michael Richardson able to get there. That was Kraminski at third, who had a great pick on that one. A quick turn, fired it on to first with very little footing over there, but wasn't able to get Michael Richardson on that out. Richardson, now an infield single, is 3 for 3 in this game as Cal Baker steps up to the plate. He is 1 for 2 in this game. He shot that first double deep into left field that scored a run. He ended up coming around, and he will now face in his third at-bat, see what he can do against Jankowski after facing all three pitchers so far in this game. Cal Baker looks back at the third base coach and head coach Craig Moore to get his signs, getting ready to step back into the box against Jankowski. And Jankowski will turn around, try and a pickoff attempt on Michael Richardson over there at first. Keep Michael Richardson close. He showed off his speed on that last hit where he hit it to third, but legged that all the way out to first. So they might be concerned about him getting a little bit of a big lead and trying to take off. As Jankowski looks over, and he does take off. The catcher gets up and throws it. That's Henneman, who throws it way off second base over toward the first base side, and Michael Richardson easily able to get into second. Now a guy in scoring position.
That's his second stolen base on the year in 4 attempts, so now he's 50% on those.
So now Cal Baker has a better chance of scoring a run with his next hit. We'll see if he can do that with a 2-ball strike. A good hitter count here with only 1 out in the game. Now Jankowski gets set, lifts the leg, chucks that and gets that in. Cal Baker just shoots that into right center field. That's going to score Richardson easily as Cal Baker gets across first base. Now after going 0 for 4 in that last game, is now 2 for 3 in this one. He just scored Richardson there. He had a double in his previous, in his first at-bat of this game. And he's getting on a little bit in this game maybe as Michael Richardson, after stealing second on a nice shot away from the shift, as they shift Cal Baker over to the left side of the infield. Cal Baker shoots that to the right side of the infield and is able to get on first here with 1 out. Now 8-4 here for the Ohio Bobcats. They lead in this game over the Canisius Golden Griffins as Nick Dolan steps up into the plate. Dolan takes that one, a strike right down the middle, or a little bit outside. Now an 0-1 count here as Nick Dolan is 0 for 2 in this game. Dolan having a tough time here. He is one of the only batters for Ohio that hasn't gotten on. Shoots that one to the shortstop, who puts it on to second, back on to first. He gets there in time, though, as Nick Dolan beats that throw out. Not able to turn the double play. Kyle Cush, who made a great play earlier in this game, fields that one, and him and Max Grant just can't turn it, get it back onto Mike Steffen in time, as Nick Dolan has good wheels and is able to get back up the first baseline in time. Now Isaiah Peterson stepping up to the plate for his 4th at-bat of the game, where he is currently 0 for 1 in this game, though he has been hit by a pitch and walked so far. That one just outside for Isaiah Peterson. From Yankowski. Yankowski will get ready for the second pitch of this at-bat. In an 0-1 count with 2 outs, trying to get out of this one, now an 8-4 game. So a little bit farther for the Bobcats, and they're going to have to claw back as Isaiah Peterson rips that one foul down the right field side. And Peterson will look to extend that lead. As we talked about before, Canisius is a great hitting ball club, so 4 runs might not be enough in this game.
No, it might not, but, I mean, you always want a little bit of a little bit more insurance is always nice, and Peterson could definitely give it to you. Ooh, that's way outside as that one got away. That was another one that kind of got away with him. He's kind of losing a little bit of grip on the ball the later he gets into these innings, is Yankowski.
Yeah, he does tend, looks like, to struggle a little bit with his control later in these innings, especially when he loses those ones way outside. Both times it have been to left-handed hitters, but now a 2-1 count here for Yankowski. Turns around, throws it back, throws it to first to get Nick Dolan, try and get Nick Dolan, but Nick Dolan gets back in time as Isaiah Peterson waits at the plate for the next pitch.
I think it's a little bit more extended when he's up against left-handed pitchers because it really curves a bunch as he throws it over to first, again, back safely, is Dolan. But it seems like it's more exaggerated with the left-handed batters where he gets the arm out compared to where it's a little bit more inside for the righties because he knows about the challenge of getting – oh, that's a foul ball, but barely. That was a good play.
That was a good play over there at first by Mike Steffen. That ball just a little bit foul, though. He's able to corral it, so just save time for Yankowski. Give him the ball back real quick instead of letting that one go out into right field. Flashed the leather, but nothing came of it. Yankowski gets back on the mound, ready to throw this next pitch to Isaiah Peterson in a 2-2 count with 2 outs in this inning. He sends that one low and inside, but Peterson swings at it, and that'll be the end of the inning there as Isaiah Peterson strikes out in his 4th at-bat, now 0 for 2 in this game. But now we'll head to the top of the 6th, where Canisius will look to get back in this game down 8-4.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Plan your next visit to stand up and cheer for your Ohio Bobcats in Athens County, Ohio. Visit AthensOhio.com, the best resource for where to eat, where to stay, where to shop, and where to play. Athens County is home to countless trails and outdoor activities. Enjoy mountain biking, kayaking, rock climbing, and hiking. Find your own adventure. Cruise the Hockhocking Adena Bikeway. Mountain bike the Bailey's Trail System. Hike trails less traveled at Stroud's Run State Park. Or ride 9 thrilling motorcycle routes on Ohio's Windy 9. We can't win Athens County, Ohio.
And here we are back at Bob Wren Stadium for the 6th inning of the second game of the doubleheader today. And the Bobcats are up 8-4. 8 may seem like a lot of runs right now, but compared to the rest of the MAC, it's just not that high so far today.
Well, compared to some teams, I mean, you got early, as we talked about earlier in the day in Game 1, Bowling Green defeated Western Michigan 17-16. A lot of double digits on this scoreboard here. Let's go through the late games right now. In the top of the 6th, Toledo leads Eastern Michigan 21-3. That's just a lot of runs there given up by the Eagles today. In the bottom of the 5th, Akron and league-leading Central Michigan tied at 0. Bottom of the second, Western Michigan leads Bowling Green. A little bit less scoring there, 3-2. The Broncos lead.
As Dylan Vincent shoots that one foul out to the left side, we'll see if Ohio can keep their spot at 4th in the MAC and get into the tournament later this season.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Right now, the 5th-place team's leading Kent State 3-2 in the top of the 3rd, and Ball State leading Northern Illinois in a game that two of the lower programs down the MAC standings. Ball State leads Northern Illinois 2-0 in the top of the 3rd.
And speaking of trying to get into the MAC tournament, the other MAC today here for Canisius, they were 4th seed going into this game today. That is a 6th seed tournament, though. They are 2.5 games in front of the 7th seed Manhattan. So we'll see after losing that first game if they can keep their spot in 4th moving into this game and stay in that tournament in the MAC conference with them. As it's Dylan Vincent here at the plate. It's a new pitcher in this game. Zach Weber throws that pitch. It's rolled over there by Dylan Vincent to the second baseman. That's Michael Richardson who throws it on to Cal Baker for the first out of this inning. And Zach Weber, as I mentioned, just came into this game in relief. He's got a 3.38 ERA with 4 strikeouts and 5.1 innings pitched. He's going to replace Hudson Bonko, who the line on Bonko looks very good right now.
Yeah,
he threw 62 pitches. He went 5 innings, only gave up 2 earned runs, 4 total. But in those 5 innings, he only gave up 2 total hits.
3
total hits.
3 hits.
I'm sorry. Excuse
6
me.
strikeouts and a walk.
You're
I mean,
right.
that's really good. And 23 batters faced. I mean, it's a great line score, especially for the first start for the freshman. He might have found a home in that.
And Weber gets Carlin Dick to fly out to left field. That's Spencer Harbert who makes that catch. And Zach Weber keeping up with what Hudson Bonkel did. And we said he had 3 hits. He doubled those hits with 6 strikeouts in those 5 innings as well. So Zach Weber, now already through 2/3 of an inning, has kept that up. Weber, I said, had 3.38 ERA. That's fairly low for this Ohio bullpen. He's one of their better relievers. He's thrown only 5.1 innings, though, so we'll see. He's also a freshman. We'll see if he can keep this going for the young guys on the mound.
I think the most impressive thing about Bunkel's outing today, 2/3 of his pitches were strikes. Through 62 pitches, as we said, 39 of them were strikes.
And we saw the struggle that Justin Giuliano had to begin this game, where he did not throw very many strikes at all. So Hudson Bonko coming in, starting this game, and putting a lot of baseballs over the plate makes it tough, even for a team like Canisius, to stay in this game and just keep putting balls in the outfield. It's tough, especially with that get-me-over curveball that he had. He threw that so many times. It was almost like a free strike to start off at bats.
Yeah, eventually, the Golden Griffin hitters adjusted, but it was still something they couldn't really do, as that was just foul down the left field line. That was a screamer.
Yep, that's Trevor Henneman now in this game. He's 0 for 2. He struck out twice, one time looking, so that hard contact got to feel good for him right now, even though he's still in a 1-2 count. And that pitch is high and outside now, a 2-2 count. I think also maybe for Henneman, it's nice to see a different pitcher, even if it is Zach Weber, after he struggled very mightily against Hudson Bonko throughout the game. Shoots that one into right field. Cal Baker going after it. Looks like it might get out of play, and it does. Cal Baker just not able to get out there because it was out of play along the wall. And Henneman will stay alive in this at-bat, even at 2-2, with already 2 outs from Zach Weber. Weber gets ready for the 2-2 pitch, sends it in, and it is low and outside. Gets past Mason Minzy, but with nobody on base, that doesn't affect anything very much, as now Trevor Henneman will step back into the box in a 3-2 count.
Had a little bit of a race there to get to the ball between the ball boy in there, as that'll be fouled off. But a little bit of a race between the on-deck hitter for Canisius and the bat boy.
Yep, that would be Kyle Cush, and it's all competition here at Bob Wren Stadium today between these two teams, even just to get to a foul ball behind the plate. As still 3-2 count, another payoff pitch here by Weber. Another foul ball by Trevor Henneman, and there's no race for that one. The umpire won it. The umpire
went, no, I'll get it.
Yeah, I mean,
stay in the dugout. Tell you what, Ohio's ball boy popped out quick. He was ready. He was ready to go.
Yeah, well, that ball was on the Canisius side of home plate, so he had to be ready. As that one's up high, and a great at-bat there by Trevor Henneman, who fights in a 3-2 count, kept that count full for a couple of pitches, and then takes a walk. Gets on first, now with 2 outs. There is a guy on first, and they get to Kyle Cush. Cush is 0 for 2 in this game. He does, though, have an RBI. He struck out 1 time and grounded out 1 time. See if he can get in the hit column here. Facing the righty, Zach Weber, as that one's outside for ball 1. With 2 outs in this game, after Zach Weber got the first 2 guys out real quick, you'll see him probably try and get these next bunch over the plate because he wants to get out of this inning quick after having a quick first start of the inning, though that one's up high. And Mason Minzy does get up and go out to the mound to try and calm Zach Weber down. As I said, he had a quick first 2 outs of this inning, so in his first inning of relief in this game, probably trying to get out of this inning a lot quicker, but walked 1 guy on a very long count, now going after Kyle Cush. Minzy's still out at the mound. Maybe going over a couple of signs with Weber to slow everything down, maybe try and calm him down a little bit because he's now down 2-0 in this count after walking the last guy. Zach Weber now, 2-0 pitch. Another one outside. Mason Minzy corrals that one too. Nods his head to Zach Weber, who looks a little frustrated up on that mound right now in this 3-0 count. Take a deep breath, step off the mound, and he'll get right back on. 3-0 count. This is the 9-hitter for the Canisius Golden Griffins, Kyle Cush. So if he's unable to get Kyle Cush in this at-bat, as that one's over for a strike, now a 3-1 count, it'll go back to the top of the lineup where Mike DiStefano will step into the box. And you don't want to see these top hitters for the Canisius Golden Griffins in this situation in the game, even with 2 outs. So you'd like to do your work against the 9-hitter right now in Kyle Cush. And he doesn't. He walks him on a pitch outside. And now it's Mike DiStefano with the guy in scoring position, though it is the catcher, Trevor Henneman. DiStefano will see what he can do. And the pitching coach comes out to talk to Zach Weber in his first inning of work today.
Looks like the entire infield will come in.
Yep, so just, again, same thing Mason Minzy did. There's no pitcher, there's a pitcher in the bullpen warming up, but I'm not sure they're going to take him out of the bullpen.
All right, it's just a little calm down thing. Just get him calmed down. You know, make sure he's all right, throwing pitches, reset his mindset, because it seems like his mindset's been a little bit messed up here. I mean, you walk a few batters, especially one with a long count, and then, you know, walking another one to get back to the top of the order. Just needed a little bit of a conference there. Calm him down. Yeah, everything's okay. Get back in that mindset he had at the first 2 batters and get that last out.
Yeah, even with the 2 walks, still no damage done here by the Canisius Golden Griffins against Zach Weber. So you're right, just a walk out there. Let him know he's doing fine and no damage has been done yet, and he's just got to refocus back on that plate. Maybe needed a little longer than what Minzy gave him before. So the pitching coach came all the way out, which takes a little bit longer as a meeting, as that one's up and outside for another ball, 1-0. But you could see that Zach Weber was a little distraught, a little frustrated once he got to a 3-0 count in that last at-bat against Kyle Cush. So you want to talk to him. And in a new at-bat, a nice fresh at-bat, he puts one over the plate. That's lined out there to Isaiah Peterson, who gets under it, makes the play. And Zach Weber gets out of this inning. Maybe a little bit frustrating, but no runs are put on the board by the Canisius Golden Griffins as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
The road to a championship is built on years of practice and hard work. That's true in basketball and the construction industry. The apprenticeship and upgrade training programs provided by the Athens Area Union Building Trades produces the workforce with the most modern skills and cutting-edge knowledge in the industry. The key to success to the Bobcats on the floor is the same as your choice on the work site. The winning move is working with members of the Athens Area Union Building Trades.
proud sponsor of Ohio University basketball.
At People's Bank, our vision is to be the best community bank in America. We focus on building relationships with our clients and offering cutting-edge financial products. People's Bank is proud to support the local communities in which we work and live. This is Ashley Brown, People's Bank Vice President and Regional Manager, and we would love a chance to earn your business. People's Bank, working together, building success. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back. Here we are at Bob Wren Stadium, bottom of the 6th inning, with the Bobcats up 8-4 over the Canisius Golden Griffins. The Golden Griffins have sent Jankowski back out for his next inning of appearance. It'll be his 8th batter faced coming up here, with A.J. Roush stepping into the right-hand batter's box. He's gone through 1 2/3, thrown 19 pitches, which is pretty well in that amount of work. So he's done a very great job against this Ohio lineup as A.J. Roush steps up. Roush, as we talked about before, after that double he had in his previous at-bat, is having an absolute whale of a game with a home run and a double. See what he can do as he lines one way, or pops one way out and foul past the right field, or out of the right field wall. Roush, 3 RBIs in this game, and he will be looking to continue his great hitting performance today and get on base for Colin Kasherbauer, who hits behind him. That one outside and away for a ball.
He wanted to swing at that one.
And he bounced a couple of times. He was telling himself, he was like, it was a great job that you just taking that one right there. A little worked up because he wanted to swing at that one, but he steps back into the box. 1-1 count. That one is a good pitch, and another one that's popped foul and out of play to the right side as it gets near some of the people sitting in the lawn down there. And A.J. Roush in a 1-2 count. Getting ready for this next pitch.
Speaking of people sitting on the lawn, those are some smart people down the left field line. They brought their umbrellas with their lawn chairs as well. Enjoying a bit of shade.
Yep, it is really hot today, and the sun is shining quite heavily as A.J. Roush lines one to second, and that play is made. On to first. Retire A.J. Roush to start this inning out, and now Colin Kasherbauer will walk out to the plate. Max Grant makes that play, throws it on to Mike Steffen, and that's the first out of this inning. Colin Kasherbauer walking around the plate right now, getting ready to step into that left-handed batter's box. As Jankowski has now worked through 2 innings of baseball. 2 full innings of baseball for himself. And he has faced 8 batters. He's thrown 22 pitches. Has only given up 1 earned run as he throws that one on to Colin Kasherbauer. That's a strike. 0-1 count here for Colin Kasherbauer. Next pitch on to Kasherbauer. He lines that one, fouling out of play to the left side. Another pitch that was fouled out of play to the opposite field for these Ohio batters against Jankowski. Kasherbauer, though, 0-1 in this game. He has walked twice, though. So, just like Isaiah Peterson, he's got a big average, but he's also got a big on-base percentage. And when he gets up there, he gets on a lot of the time. And that one also popped up, fouling out of play to the left side. As now Colin Kasherbauer is down 0-2 in the count. As the umpire gets a couple of the balls from the ball boy in the Ohio dugout. And now we're back ready to play ball as Colin Kasherbauer steps into the box and Jankowski is ready on the mound. Jankowski sends this one home, and that's low. Ball 1. 1-2 count here for Kasherbauer as he sees that one go into the turf, not the dirt. The turf over there is just colored like dirt.
Did you ever get to play on any turf fields when you played baseball, Zach?
You know, I don't recall any turf fields, although we did practice because our baseball field was really far away from, well, not really far away, but it wasn't at our high school. So we practiced on our turf football field, which not quite the same, but no, I don't remember playing on any turf fields. And it seems kind of awkward playing on a turf field. You slide a little bit different. The footing's a little bit different. You talked about it before, maybe the pitcher, Yankowski, who that one's lined for Colin Cashbauer in the center field, and the play is made by Mike DiStefano. We talked about it earlier with Yankowski, though he plays on a turf field. Maybe for a guy who doesn't play on a turf field, that footing's kind of weird. So that footing's just always kind of different, and you can see the mound right now. It's kicked up. There's those little black particles all around the mound, or pellets. Yeah, all around that mound right now. So maybe that messes with the turf a little bit. I don't know if that's too much of a difference on the turf based on a dirt field the dirt would get kicked up. But I think if you look real closely, it doesn't look like Yankowski has cleats on. Although that one is shot into left center field, and that is Minzy rounding first, getting to second. That's another extra base hit for Minzy. Minzy has been hitting loads of extra base hits so far after winning that MAC Co-Player of the Week. He had 3 doubles in that 4-game series last weekend versus Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, that's his 7th, I believe. Make sure from the first game, as the stats are from, his 17th double on the year for Minzy.
He's gotten in this stretch right now where when he makes contact with the ball, and he makes contact with the ball a lot, it seems like he gets an extra base hit a lot of the time on it. Spencer Harbert steps up to the dish, ready to face this pitch from Yankowski. That one's low and outside for a ball. Harbert, 1-3 in this game. He does have an RBI, though, and he has come around to score in that first inning. As I mentioned last time, he stole 2 bases as the catcher will come out and talk to Yankowski. Trevor Henneman calming down Yankowski, just like what happened with Zach Weber in the previous inning. Throws a couple of balls, or has that double hit off of him. Throws a ball here to Spencer Harbert, and Henneman feels it necessary to just walk out there and tell him he's doing all right, calm him down a little bit, and let him refocus on this batter. Maybe he's a little bit too focused on the runner. As he gets set, ready to throw this pitch. And that one's also low and outside. Spencer Harbert takes that one for a ball. Now a 2-0 count. There's also, same thing with Zach Weber in the last inning. There's 2 outs in this game, though there is a guy on second in scoring position. But no damage done yet in this inning with 2 outs. Just got to refocus in on Spencer Harbert, the hitter, and see if he can get himself out of this inning. As pitch comes in for Harbert, again low and outside. 3-0 count now. He's hit the same spot 3 times, it seems like, in this at-bat. And again, he keeps looking at that guy on second every time he gets back to the mound, so maybe he just has to refocus himself a little bit on this batter. As this next pitch gets sent in, that one is over the plate, but lined way foul. That was a shot there from Spencer Harbert, who was all over it with the green light on the 3-0 pitch, but is early on it and lines it way foul toward the bullpen over there on the Ohio side. Harbert refocuses, steps back into the box in a 3-1 count. With 2 outs in this game, he's gonna have to drop one and get on base to score this run. And swings and misses at that one. Now full count here.
That was a full swing there. He almost dropped down to a knee there. That was a big, big swing.
Then he made big contact on that last one, yes. He lined it foul, and then on that one took a big hack at it. Like that pitch a lot on the 3-1 count. A hitter's count, so you have that ability to really swing as hard as you can on those pitches. That one
hit him.
May have hit him, yes. No, it looks like it didn't because they let the guy from second advance to third. So that just got behind him, and a wild pitch gets away from Trevor Henneman. As Minzy's able to advance to third base, so now a guy on first and third.
I think that's a bit of break. I'm kind of confused how, as we're going to get a visit out to the mound, I'm kind of confused how if it didn't hit him, it kicked to the right.
I think it might have bounced off the catcher's glove.
That could have been. It could have been that. Could have been that as well.
I think when the catcher went to go behind the batter to catch that ball, it bounced off Henneman's glove and went over to his left. That's what I'm thinking might have happened.
Yeah,
but
that must have been what would have happened, but it must have been what happened.
as you mentioned before, now there's a meeting on the mound. Again, after same thing that happened, like I just said with Zach Weber. Catcher came out first, and when it didn't quite work, a pitch that's really wild and out behind the right-handed batter. Now the pitching coach wants to go calm him down. Still, no damage done in this inning. Still an 8-4 ball game, but a hit right here from Alex Finney would make it a 9-4 ball game almost for certain. As Finney steps into the plate on the game, Alex Finney, he is 0 for 1. He did have those first two non-official at-bats. That was a sac fly and the walk, but then he got out in his third at-bat. Now here in his fourth at-bat, looking to keep this inning alive and send a run across the plate as another pickoff attempt there by Jankowski. Mike on the first, attempting to get Harbert there with Minzy on third. And here this pitch comes in from Minzy, a little tight on Alex Finney right there. He takes that one for a ball, and that is a 1-0 count here for Alex Finney, looking to do a little bit of damage in this half inning. Jankowski throws the ball in. Finney, that's outside on Finney, and a pickoff attempt there from the catcher from Trevor Henneman. Throws that one onto first to Mike Steffen, and it's just not in time.
Harper's got to be a bit careful, though. He was way off the bag on that. He's got to be a little bit more careful to kind of dive back in there.
Yeah, he is getting a bit of a big lead, and, yeah, he did get that secondary lead that was pretty large over there as he does the same thing, and that ball's in the same spot, way outside. 3-0 count now for Jankowski, who is now struggling after those first two outs of the inning. Having a tough time getting this last batter out. So the 3-0 pitch is up and inside. That'll walk Alex Finney. Finney walks on 4 pitches, and now the bases are loaded with 2 outs for Michael Richardson.
Not who you want to see. Already 3 for 3 today, Richardson is.
He is 3 for 3, 1 RBI today, and he's just been on one in this game so far. See if he can keep that up in this inning. Send a couple of runs home maybe for the Bobcats, which could break this one open. Canisius, after going down 6-0 in the first inning, fought all the way back to a 4-6 game, but Ohio's put 2 more runs up since then, now 8-4, and they're threatening another run here. 2 outs and the bases loaded. Michael Richardson 3 for 3 up. That one low and outside, and Jankowski just can't find the strike zone.
If you're Craig Moore here, do you just say just watch? You put the stop sign up unless it's a beautiful pitch down the middle. You just tell him leave the bat on the shoulder until he throws a strike, which he does there. So never mind.
And yeah, although even though that he did just throw that strike there, it's 1-1. I don't think Jankowski so far, with all the balls he's thrown, has shown the ability to put 3 separate strikes into one at bat. So maybe you don't tell him to take it, but you're definitely reminding him to be very cautious as he shoots that one back up the middle to the second baseman. Max Grant fields that ball and steps on second for the 3rd out of this inning. And Jankowski just barely able to scrape by in that inning, doesn't give up a single run as we head to the top of the 7th here at Bob Wren Stadium.
Warehouse Tire in Athens is your locally owned and operated auto and truck tire center. At Warehouse Tire, we focus on customer service with a professional staff and a huge inventory of wheels and tires for a variety of applications, including farm and industrial. We feature top brands including Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal. Warehouse Tire is also a full-service auto service shop. Let us help with all of your under-vehicle maintenance, including brakes, shocks, struts, and alignments. Visit Warehouse Tire on Hebbardsville Road in Athens or online at warehousetireinc.com.
Ticket Smarter is glad we are back to holding live events. If you are looking to buy tickets to the best sports, concerts, and theater events all at the very best price, look no further than Ticketsmarter.com or on the app. Buying tickets at TicketSmarter will help support children in need. For every ticket transaction on TicketSmarter, $1 will be donated to a children's charity. TicketSmarter is proud to be the official ticketing partner of Ohio University Athletics. TicketSmarter, a smarter way to buy tickets.
Here we are back at Bob Wren Stadium for the top of the 7th inning. Stepping up to the plate for the Canisius Golden Griffins is number 13, Jake Zarat. Zarat is 0 for 2 on this ball game. He did walk in his first at-bat as he takes that one and lines it right back up to the shortstop who fields that one, takes a couple of hot steps, throws on to Cal Baker. For the first out of the inning, on the first pitch of the inning, Nick Dolan makes that one look easy. It is a different pitcher out on the mound right now for the Bobcats.
It's Tyler Peck.
Tyler Peck is the pitcher currently. Peck, he's at a 7.11 ERA as he puts that one in for a strike. 7.11 ERA. He's got 3 strikeouts in 6.1 innings pitched. And keeping up with the pattern that we've seen, he is a freshman on the mound. 3 freshmen for the Ohio Bobcats on the mound as he gets another swing, or as he gets a swing and a miss there. And that is strike 2. 3 freshmen on the mound for the Bobcats, and they've held this big time Canisius lineup to just 4 runs through 6 1/3 innings. So a very good job by the freshmen, and you like to see that if you're the coaching staff for the Ohio Bobcats.
Yeah, you do, and it's another benefit as
that one's popped up again. Nick Dolan out there to make that play. This time he has to go in the outfield and catch a pop fly, but does it just the same. 2 outs here in this inning.
That's another benefit, even though it's a little bit of a pain scheduling-wise to have a odd number of conference teams. I mean, you still you have opportunities like this little 2-game series where it's a little bit less pressure without having to worry about conference games, and you're just able to throw these freshmen out there, see how they do in game situations like this. I mean, for some of them, like it's a low pressure situation compared to most other times, and for today, the Bobcats freshmen have done really, really good.
Yeah, and that one gets blasted into right field, and that's Stefan who just set the bat down. He knew that one was long gone to right field, as now it is an 8-5 ball game as Mike Stefan puts that one near the convo out in right field. Maybe gave a souvenir to the softball players. Blasted that one, and he's coming around to score. Steps on the plate as just we were talking about the freshman. Tyler Peck gives up a blast.
Oh, the jinx. It always happens.
The old announcer jinx, yep. As Canisius now stepping onto the plate is Kreminski. Kreminski 0 for 3 on this ball game. He has scored a run, though. That pitch is low and inside. And that is taken for a ball, the first ball of this at-bat, 1-0. Kreminski steps back in to the batter's box, and Tyler Peck delivers that one. It's hit on the ground toward Cal Baker, who's just not able to pick it, but the second baseman picks it up, throws it back onto first, and that will be an out. A great heads-up play there by Michael Richardson, who saw that ball bounce off Cal Baker's glove. He picked it up, threw it onto first. Tyler Peck was there, and that is the last out of the inning as we head to the bottom of the 7th.
Located on 741 East State Street, Steak and Shake is serving up handmade milkshakes, fresh pressed steak burgers, and crispy shoestring fries cooked right to order. Kick off your day with our breakfast served until 11 a.m. And don't forget to join us for happy hour drinks and shakes on weekdays from 2 p.m. till 5 p.m.
Left corner for three. Bang! And oh, baby, what a first half it's been.
In sight, it must be right. We'll see you there at Steak and Shake Athens.
If you can dream it, you can do it. Maybe your dream is to have a vacation cabin in the woods. Or maybe your dream is to open up a cat cafe.
Who ordered the milk?
At Ohio University Credit Union, your dreams are our dreams, and we have the money to lend that will make them a reality. OUCU offers great loan rates, flexible terms, and fast responses on your application. Not a member? You can join. Really? Stop by a branch or visit oucu.org. Equal housing opportunity. Loan subject to credit approval. Federally insured by NCUA. MLS number 433809.
Bottom of the 7th here, Bob Wren Stadium, as Cale Baker steps into the batter's box, facing a new pitcher. That's Tom Peltier. Peltier has a 3.16 ERA with 32 strikeouts. He's got a .277 average against so far this season, so not too bad. Right around average for Peltier, as Cale Baker takes that first pitch for a strike. Baker steps back in the box. A righty against Peltier, who's a lefty. That one's up and out for ball one. 1-1 count here. And for Jankowski, after struggling in that previous inning, the bases ended up getting loaded, but he didn't allow a run. He faced 13 total batters. That one again up and out for ball two. 2-1 count here. He threw 39 pitches in 2 2/3 innings. Only gave up 1 earned run, although it looks like he was going to give up a couple more. He gave up 3 hits, walked 2, and struck out 2. One of those hits was an extra base hit, a double. But not too much damage done against Jankowski, even though he walked a bunch of guys. But now Peltier up after Jankowski struggled and lost a lot of focus in that last inning. Peltier against Cale Baker. That one shot out of play to right field. And now a 3-2 count. This counts full. And the first batter that Peltier faces today.
Let's look through interesting score here from the other games in MAC baseball. Obviously, one of the games is Baker will walk. One of the games that's really important for the Bobcats as they're looking at the top, trying to stay in the top 4 is Miami's playing Kent State. And through the bottom of the 4th inning, Kent State now leads Miami of Ohio 6-3.
Yep, we mentioned earlier that Miami beat Kent State. They were half a game behind Ohio coming into this weekend. Ohio not playing a conference game, so their conference record remains the same, but Miami would now be tied with them. If they lost to Kent State, they drop back half a game behind the Bobcats for 4th place. Obviously, as we mentioned, 4th place is the last team that gets into the MAC tournament.
Another interesting score from it. Akron's up on league-leading Central Michigan 2-0 through the bottom of the 6th.
said Central Michigan hasn't lost a home game, now down 2-0, as another bunt attempt there by Nick Dolan, another strike. Or no, that is the first strike of the at-bat there from Nick Dolan, as he gets the sign again from his first base coach. No outs. We'll see if Nick Dolan tries to lay down a bunt again to move Cale Baker into scoring position for Isaiah Peterson.
Whoa.
He shows bunt, but takes it back because that one's way up and outside. Now a 2-1 count here, and it seems like these Canisius pitchers are just losing these Ohio hitters in this game recently.
They don't seem to have the best grip of the ball, and sometimes that could be just how sweaty it is. It's hot out. I mean, you can speak to it as a pitcher, but I mean, it's kind of. I mean, sometimes you can use some things to, dirt or something to kind of make it to where it's more grippier. But I mean, with sweat half the time and just turf pellets, I don't know how well you can really grip the ball sometimes.
As Nick Dolan tries to lay down a bunt there, but yeah, I mean, in an MLB stadium, they have the Raza bag, and you can use that for grip. And on a dirt field, you can use the dirt, but on this turf field, it's just tough to find grip anywhere with that baseball. We mentioned that these teams might be used to it, but it's nothing to ever get used to when you just can't get a grip on the ball. And that ball is popped up, and it looks like it's going to come out of play backwards. It is, into the seats behind the home plate, just past the net.
I thought that was way over us. That one was way up there.
I did too. I lost it as soon as it went all the way up, but Nick Dolan in a full count now. But we were talking about the lack of control. I mean, you see sometimes guys walk a lot of players, but they throw a lot of close pitches, maybe close to borderline, at least contested pitches. These ones haven't really been particularly close on the misses from the Golden Griffins today, as that one's, again, way up and outside. Just not a pitch that Nick Dolan would ever consider offering at.
That's 2 walks and 2 batters.
And even worse, they're back to the top of the lineup. Isaiah Peterson steps in. It's going to be Peterson, Roush, and then Kasperbauer for the next 3 hitters. There are no outs in this inning so far, and a guy on first and second. Canisius just put up that run in the top of the 7th inning, and the Bobcats might be poised to answer that here in the bottom. As Isaiah Peterson's getting ready to bunt, but may not have to anymore, probably won't anymore because Cale Baker and the guy on first advances. That was Nick Dolan on first. They both advance up a base, and now a guy on second and third with no outs. So Peterson can even score somebody with a sac fly.
I think that's good. I've never been a big fan of bunting, but something I don't understand is bunting with one of your best hitters. That's something I don't understand. I'd rather have him swing away and get more than just an out. But
I think potentially the thought process there is, while Isaiah Peterson is one of their best hitters, he's not – there's 2 great hitters. A.J. Roush also having a great day behind him. So maybe if you're Craig Moore, you think that even if Isaiah Peterson sacrifices himself, you got 2 guys who are having just as good of days as he is, as he shoots that one into center, but is aligned, and it's caught by the center fielder, as that's going to be a sac fly. Cale Baker is going to be able to score right there. And an RBI for Isaiah Peterson as he shoots that one into center, and Mike DeStefano was just too deep in center to throw out Cale Baker at home. But when you got guys like A.J. Roush and Colin Kasperbauer coming up behind Isaiah Peterson, you might feel a little more confident sacrificing Isaiah Peterson, especially with Isaiah Peterson's speed. If he drops down a good bunt, he might be able to make it to first.
that is true. I've never been a big fan of bunts. I've just never have. And it to me, I feel like the strategy outweighs it. The only time I really think about bunting is maybe a squeeze play, which would be a decent move there. But there's a strike 1 to Roush. Not in this situation anymore. But that's a lost art, though, is squeeze plays. I can't tell you the last time I've seen a squeeze play.
Yeah, that's such a dangerous play, especially right now, as guys get bigger arms, especially in the infield, as that pitch, as Peltier turns around to look at Nick Dolan at second, who got way off of second base. Peltier couldn't throw that pitch, or else Dolan was probably going to steal third. But, yeah, I mean, you get a guy, squeeze plays, normally you have the guy on third running before the bunt's even laid down. So if you can't bunt it or you miss it, that's a potential out over there. It's a very Dangerous play.
Well, you got two different types. You got the that might
That
be
one's
down.
into center. That will get down. It curves a little bit, and Dolan's got the wheels.
Oh,
Dolan
he slipped.
Although on that throw all the way home, A.J. Roush, good idea, advancing from first to second. But, yeah, Dolan was a heavy round on that third base trying to score after hanging at second in case that ball got caught. He took a big round, didn't have his feet under him when he rounded third base, and slipped on this turf.
That's another one where you would not have that with turf. Or would not have you would not have that off of turf.
Right. He probably would have kept his footing there, especially with the cleats digging into the dirt. He probably scores on that play too. But either way, Colin Castrebauer up. Still just one out in this inning. So Colin Castrebauer, a great hitter for the Bobcats. You like your chances to still be able to score Nick Dolan from third.
Oh, whoa.
So that one's behind Colin Castrebauer. And another pitch that, when you throw behind a guy, just not competitive. Not a competitive pitch. Doesn't get Colin Castrebauer thinking, and it doesn't get him concerned. It doesn't set anything up for the next pitch either. You like to, every pitch, when you're a really good pitcher, every pitch normally sets up your next pitch. That one, you throw it behind Castrebauer. You just got to come back and scratch that one out of your brain as Castrebauer shoots it to third, and Nick Dolan advances home, thrown out by a mile at home, tries to get around, but not able to, as Henneman's able to tag him out. Looked like Dolan was hung up in between third and home, so just decided to run. But on a ball that's hit to the corner like that, you don't like to see your guy with one out try and advance home.
No, you got to wait there. You got to wait there until the ball's thrown somewhere else. And that's just a bit of a mistake there by the freshman. But, again, that's why you have that. It'll be a teaching moment down in the dugout for his coaches. And I'm sure Craig Moore will talk with him about it in between the innings.
Yeah. Don't want to get caught up. Even if you have those kind of wheels that Nick Dolan has, he was maybe a little bit aggressive on the base path. Just as soon as he heard that ding, he just wanted to get home and score that run, but got caught up as Castrebauer shot it to the corner. Here is Minzy. He is 1 for 3 in this game so far. That one hit is a double. He's also been walked in this game. The switch hitting catcher now in the right-handed batter's box facing a lefty. As Peltier sets up his next pitch in a 1-0 count with 2 outs.
Ooh. Time called way late there.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure if that was I'm sure that wasn't the catcher. I'm not sure if Minzy called time. But either way, that pitch will not count, as it is still a 1-0 count as Minzy steps back into the box. Minzy takes that pitch. It is outside for ball 2. Now a 2-0 count. Peltier cannot lose Minzy, as that will load the bases up for the on-deck hitter, which is Spencer Harbert. Minzy ready for the next pitch as it comes in. It looks like it's inside, a little bit low too. That'll be taken for ball 3, a little bit more of a competitive pitch than what we've seen before, but not one that Minzy ever considered offering at, as now it's a 3-0 count. Minzy's in a good position. Great hitters count. See if he takes this one regardless on the next pitch, or if he has the green light to swing away with 2 outs. And he will swing away, bounce that one to the left side. The third baseman gets it, spins around, throws it to first, and a great pick there by Mike Steffen. Yes, that is an out. Called him out. A good pick there. The third baseman, Krasminski, was able to turn around and make that play. Field that to his left and spin around and 360 make that play to first to get it in time. And Steffen with the great pick. That ends the inning, and we're headed to the top of the 8th at Bob Wren Stadium.
When you order your groceries online with ClickList from Kroger, you can do your shopping anytime, anywhere, like the gym, the office, or your favorite comfy couch. And whether you place your order on your phone, tablet, or computer, it's still your neighborhood Kroger. So you'll find all the fresh choices, low prices, and great deals you love. And you'll save time, too. Try ClickList from Kroger with same-day pickup. Check it out at Kroger.com. Fresh food, low prices at Kroger.
We've all seen the tragedies associated with drug activity and impaired driving in our state. This is Trooper Conkler of the High State Highway Patrol's Athens Post. We need everyone's help to keep drugs out of our communities, keep impaired drivers off our roads, and get people to make good decisions when driving. Traffic and community safety is the responsibility of everyone. You can do your part in calling pound 677 to report drug activity and impaired or reckless drivers to law enforcement. Together we can make Ohio a safer place to live and travel.
We are back here at Bob Wren Stadium, entering the top of the 8th inning as the Ohio Bobcats make a pitching change. That's Chase Harris, number 6, now on the mound. And after 3 straight freshmen, we got a 5th-year senior in Chase Harris pitching from New Marshfield, Ohio. He's got a 7.63 ERA with 17 strikeouts in 15 1/3 innings pitched as he sends the first pitch there. And that'll be lined to the second baseman, Michael Richardson. Richardson throws on to Cale Baker at first, and that's the first out of the inning on the first pitch of the inning as Dylan Vincent goes down. Now Carlin Dick stepping up to the plate as Chase Harris gets ready for his second at bat he faces in this game. Carlin Dick, he is 1 for 3 in this game. He does have 2 RBIs on a double as Chase Harris sends the first pitch in. Another first pitch strike by Chase Harris. This one not swung at there by Carlin Dick as the at-bat will continue in an 0-1 count with 1 out in the top of the 8th inning. Second pitch of this at-bat from Chase Harris ready as he swings the leg, sends that one in, another strike there. Very good pitch as Carlin Dick shakes his head a little bit. I don't know if he didn't expect that pitch to come or didn't expect that one to stay across the plate. But it did, and now he's down 0-2 in a great pitcher's count here from Chase Harris in his first appearance today. That one will bounce into Mason Minzy. Not a competitive pitch. You'd like to be a little bit more competitive with 2 strikes to try and get the guy swinging, but no damage done as it's still a 1-2 count. Chase Harris set for the next pitch. That one a little bit outside, but swung at by Carlin Dick. Pokes that one foul, and it hits the net right behind home plate. So he stays alive in this 1-2 count. Chase Harris sends that one on. It's grounded over to Michael Richardson. Richardson again fields that one, throws on to Cale Baker, and that's Richardson's second out of the inning. Both times he's fielded a ground ball, thrown it on to first, and that is the second out. Now Chase Harris goes through the first 2 guys fairly easily, and he's facing now the third hitter. That's Trevor Henneman, the catcher for the Golden Griffins. Henneman, he's 0 for 2 in this game. He does have a walk, though, but that 0 for 2 is with 2 strikeouts. Chase Harris, though, seems to be pitching to contact so far in this game as he has 2 ground balls that were both rolled over right to Michael Richardson at second base. First pitch is on, and it is a strike. He's faced 3 straight batters and thrown 3 straight first pitch strikes to all of them. So he's really attacking these Canisius hitters. See what they can do. He is the 5th-year senior, so he's got a lot more experience than the guys that we've seen before. So he's definitely prepared for this outing as he throws another one on, and that one is fouled off. Now 0-2 for Henneman.
Umpire needs some more baseballs.
As the ball boy comes out, from the Ohio dugout, hands it to the umpire, who gets set to go back behind the plate as Chase Harris stands on the mound getting ready for the next pitch. But Harris, a guy with by far the most experience out of anybody that we've seen so far in this game. You like to see you see a lot more composure from him, more willingness to go after guys, as that one is fouled behind. A lot more willingness to go after guys. And it's worked out for him so far as he's gotten to the first 2 batters fairly quickly, and now in an 0-2 count here with Henneman.
I think some of that's just also the senior experience. I mean, we've seen freshmen for pretty much every other pitcher so far today for Ohio.
That one's line, a little bit to left center field. Isaiah Peterson looked like he's going to get way under it. He does, makes that catch. That's the 3rd out of the inning. And this inning is over. Now we move to the bottom of the 8th inning, where the Bobcats will look to hopefully be their last at-bat to add a little bit of cushion in this game.
These days, we're all doing a lot more virtually, which is why at Ohio Health, we've expanded our virtual care options and availability to make it even easier to get safe expert care at home. That includes virtual visits with over 1,000 trusted providers in every medical specialty. Learn more about our virtual health options at ohiohealth.com/virtualhealth.
Together is a wonderful place to be. That's why CareSource is devoted to keeping you and your family healthy and happy. We promise you not only reliable healthcare, but also a helping hand with whatever your family needs to succeed. It's why more moms in Ohio choose CareSource for Medicaid than all other plans combined. Things only get better when we work together. And together, there's nothing we can't do. We are one. Learn more at caresource.com.
The past year and a half, we've all been part of unprecedented times that have been heavy. At Integrated Services for Behavioral Health, we have been here for you throughout the heaviness of the pandemic and will continue to be here for you whenever you need us. Checking in on your behavioral health and well-being is more important than ever. If you feel like you can benefit from home or community-based support, counseling, peer recovery support, and a myriad of other services we offer, please call us at 800-321-8293. We're here for you.
We are back at Bob Bren Stadium, bottom of the 8th inning, late here in a 9-5 lead for the Ohio Bobcats. Facing a new pitcher, it is Levi Abbott. Levi Abbott's got a sky-high 12.64 ERA in the 15.2 innings that he has pitched. He's started 2 games, though he's appeared in 8 total, but he will look to turn that ERA around. He also has 18 strikeouts, but it's the walk total that seems to be the problem. He has 22 walks in his appearances so far this season.
Has almost a 3 whip. I feel like the part of the ERA, well, he's given up 22 earned runs in 15 and 2/3 innings, which is not great, but I mean, just a few bad outings probably for it. And he's hopefully if you're a Golden Griffin fan, he can turn it around a little bit here and lower that ERA a little bit.
Yeah, he's really got to get through this inning. As much as we've talked about how good these Canisius bats are, they've only scored 5 runs in this game, and if you allow too much more than what the Bobcats have, it just might be insurmountable going into the 9th inning. This is Spencer Harbert up at the dish for the Ohio Bobcats. Harbert is 1 for 3 on the game. He does have an RBI as he faces the first pitch here from Abbott. That's his first pitch strike against Harbert. Abbott ready for the next pitch, but if he allows any more runs really than what the Bobcats have right now, as that one's inside for a ball, you go down 5, which is as many runs as you've scored so far in this entire game, and it's going to be tough to come back from in 1 inning, especially if you're Canisius right now. As that one is low for another ball, that's ball 2. 2-1 count here to Harbert. Next pitch here to Harbert is low again, but he swings at that one and lines it down the left field side. That one is not out of play, but it is foul.
That looked like a golf swing there. That was really, really low. He almost hit that one off the turf, actually, I think.
Although the good news is for the Canisius Golden Griffins that the next due up in their next inning is Cush, who hits 9th in the order. That is a drop third strike right there from Harbor, who can't quite make it to first in time as Trevor Henneman pops up and throws him out. But you got Cush, who is 0 for 2 today, hitting 9th, so maybe not the best hitter on the team. But after Cush, you go back to the top of the lineup, where DeStefano hits, Zarat hits, and Max Grant hits, and then Mike Steffen hits. So
Steffen, though, has been the only guy who's really had much success today in this game for the Golden Griffins. Obviously had the home run, 2 hits, 2 runs, and that RBI. But
yeah, as that one's popped up to right field, that looked like it might get down, but it might be foul. It is foul, just a little bit foul there for Alex Finney, who is now up at the dish. Finney, he is 0 for 1 on the day. He did have those 2 at-bats earlier. One was a sac fly, and the other was a walk. That did not count toward his official at-bats. He has 2 walks. He walked his last at-bat as well. But, I mean, if you're going to trust anybody, even if they're a little bit cold, it's the top of that Canisius lineup to try and get them back in this game. We'll see who Ohio trots out for the 9th inning to close this one up. As that one's in the dirt.
Maybe it'll be Edward Cutt again. Maybe he wants a second save.
Edward Cutt, he's looking for stats right now, and since it's a 4-run game, maybe he's like, if it's not the save, I don't want to go out there,
Yeah.
I want that nice 2 in the save column after today, not a 1. I don't want to throw my arm for nothing. Yeah, maybe it's a different starter.
Yeah, I mean, could just be people just throwing like a bullpen session at this point.
That one low, that'll be another ball here to Finney. And we did talk about it, though, with Bonkel, that they were looking at maybe a switch in position for Hudson Bonkel. Edward Cutt, normal starter, and he's a very good starter, so you don't expect him to ever go to the bullpen. But once you get at that one lined through the left field side for Alex Finney, a little seeing eye single as he just squeezes it through. For Cutt, if you're looking at going to the MAC championships, at this point, when you're in the playoffs like that, you throw your best pitchers whenever you can throw your best pitchers. So maybe you haven't closed this game, and 11 pitches you think if you start him.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of have him as a kind of like a Bumgarner-like option maybe for that. Or, I mean, even then, just, get him in rhythm. What's it like to have a little bit of a thing out of the bullpen? What's it like to be in there for a save opportunity? And, they gave him that today.
Yeah, you mentioned
Game 1.
Bumgarner as that first pitch is in for a strike. You mentioned Bumgarner, who was absolutely dominant for the Giants, no matter where he was at, coming out of the bullpen or the starter. So Eddie Cutt, maybe the same situation where they think if he's good coming out of the starting rotation, if they can close him in a game like that, that's a big-time asset for them, as they do have a little bit of struggles in the bullpen, and Eddie Cutt could clean that up. As it's now Michael Richardson, who is 3 for 4 in this ball game. He's got 2 runs. He does have 1 RBI, but it's just a beach ball to him right now. He's seen that thing so well. It's in a 1-1 count with 1 out. He takes his next pitch, and he lines that to second base.
Oh.
That's caught there. And back on the first. Double play for the Canisius Golden Griffins as Max Grant catches a line drive there from Michael Richardson, throws it back onto first, gets Alex Finney, and now we are headed to the top of the 9th inning, the last chance for the Golden Griffins to get back in this game.
Jumpstart your day at the Fairfield Inn and Suites in Athens. Enjoy complimentary hot breakfast, then unwind on our beautiful outdoor patio, which includes a gas fire pit and barbecue grill. Conveniently located on East State Street, just a short drive from the Ohio University campus and uptown Athens, the Fairfield Inn and Suites is situated near many shopping and dining venues. At the Fairfield Inn and Suites, you're our #1 priority. Call 740-589-5839 to book your next visit to Athens, or find us online at fairfieldinn.com. Bobcat fans, the Hugh White family of dealerships is your hometown Athens dealer. And to show our commitment to the community, we're offering free car washes for Ohio University students and faculty, as well as college grad discounts with all of our new brands. But that's not all. We provide free concierge service for faculty. We'll pick up your vehicle and drop it back off after service. Take advantage of our leases at under $200 per month. Come visit us on North Columbus Road, less than 5 minutes from campus, or online at visithughwhite.com. And remember, if the deal is right, it must be Hugh White.
You got your go-tos, your standbys, even your favorites. But the beefy, cheesy burgers at McDonald's take you back to where it all began. Your Bite Zero, when you first tasted what a burger should be like. 2 perfectly seasoned beef patties stacked with a single slice of melty cheese on a golden bun. Now at McDonald's, get 2 McDouble burgers for $3. Whatever it is to you, classics are classics for a reason. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
Last chance for the Canisius Golden Griffins. We're in the top of the 9th, and they send in pitch hitter Kenny Dodson. Dodson played in the last game. He was 1 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout, although he did also get on for an error. He was on the base 3 times in his 4 at-bats, and he did not have a single ball leave the infield as he bunted for a single, walked, and got an error from second baseman Michael Richardson that popped right behind him. And with the new batter comes a new pitcher for the Ohio Bobcats, as it's Brett Manis, a 5th-year senior. So as they had the freshmen open this game up, they're having the 5th-year seniors and older leaders on this team shut it down.
And again, we were talking about it before the break, as there's a ball in play. Over to first, 1 out. We were talking about it, who they were going to have bring out, and it looks like, I mean, we were joking that it might be cut again, but as it was in game 1. But it looks like they're just giving these opportunities to the leaders of this pitching group to just close out these games, get them a little bit of maybe a little bit, kind of like a little bit of a live BP, not quite live BP, but live batting practice or live bullpen session, basically. I mean, give them a chance to just throw against these guys.
Yep, and it's even though it's not the young guys pitching right now, but when you throw a game and you get a lead and then you have the older guys come in and shut it down, it feels good to come out of here with that win.
Yeah.
To have a lot of young guys pitch the first part of the game and then come out with the win, and we were looking at it.
Yeah, Bonicle's on line for the win.
They have a big series coming up this coming weekend against Miami, who they are just ahead of, if not tied with, right now for 4th place in the MAC. So you get that confidence to those young guys. It could do you wonders, throwing Hudson Bonkel out there and all the rest of them for this series coming up next weekend.
Yeah, it looks like Miami's going to be a half game behind us, as Kent State's up 6-3 or 7-3 still on top of 6th.
And there's a little bit of a curveball there from Brett Manis that's chopped over to second or shortstop, and the play is made at short. That's Nick Dolan who makes that play at shortstop. And 2 up, 2 down here for Brett Manis as he makes quick work of those first two hitters. That was back to the top of the lineup. That was Mike DiStefano who was hitting, who just bounced that one over to shortstop. And now the second hitter in their lineup, it's Jake Zarat. Zarat 0 for 3 on this game, where DiStefano was 1 for 4. And although this top of the lineup is struggling pretty mightily, as that one is a ball, you want these guys to see the plate in a clutch situation like this. And with 2 outs, if Zarat can get on, I've said it before, I'll say it again, you got Grant coming up, who might be the best hitter in the MAC conference, and that's a guy you trust. As Zarat does shoot it through the left side of the infield, that gets into left field, and Zarat gets on first.
Yeah, exactly what you want. You got Grant up now. He's already homered today. I mean, a homer here would really jumpstart a rally for the Golden Griffins.
And if Grant gets on right here, it's Mike Steffen. Steffen is 2 for 3 in this game, and he has also gone yard.
Excuse me, it was Steffen who had the home run, not Grant. My bad on that. But Grant is still a very dangerous hitter, and he can really jumpstart a rally, as he'll take a first pitch strike on a nice little curveball there.
Yep, another get me over one right there and that one looked a little tighter though. That was a really good pitch right there from Brett Manis that got a first pitch strike on Max Grant. Grant, he is 0 for 4 in this game. He hasn't gotten a single hit today. That's not very common, but he rolls another one over to second base. Michael Richardson grabs it, flips it on to first, and that is the out. Cale Baker puts that one in his back pocket, and he high-fives Colin Kasperbauer over at third in the middle in the lineup. And the Bobcats in this doubleheader today out of conference, go 2-0. A big-time confidence boost for those young guys who came out of the bullpen earlier today. And they just did a great job overall with their pitching in this game as they only gave up 5 runs.
Yeah, great job. Kind of a little bit of a tune-up series before they get back into the bunch of the MAC play. MAC with 1A, but their double-A MAC opponent really did pretty good here, and they're still a solid team. As we said, they score a lot of runs, and they held them pretty well today. And to be able to sweep the series is great. Able to get some fresh younger arms as well. It's always great to see that. So, Bobcats win. That's the important part. They sweep the series.
Yep, only 3 earned runs today for the entire Bobcat pitching staff. On the hitting side of it, we saw A.J. Roush. He was 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs today. He started the scoring off in that first inning with a 2-run blast. We also saw Cale Baker. He was 2 for 3 today. Maybe get his confidence up a little bit from him hitting. Overall, the Bobcats, we saw them on a lot of stuff at the plate. Do you think that can continue into this next series against Miami?
Oh, it should. Hopefully, it will be able to. I mean, it's. You really hope that you can get especially like with people farther down the order. Like obviously, you're going to have Roush and Peterson and Kasperbauer to be really good at the top of the order. But if you keep getting, you had Richardson today with 3 hits, Cale Baker with 2. I mean, those are. If you can get more hits top to bottom through the order, that makes this Ohio team scary. And the hitters are going to be somebody who you really, really need. I mean, especially with a little bit of the bullpen woes for the Bobcats. I mean, you need to score a lot of runs, and that's something that, if you got hitting top to bottom in this order, you can hopefully get.
Absolutely. And moving over to the Canisius side of it, we saw 6 earned runs given up by Giuliano, who couldn't even get through a full inning of play. Only went through a third of an inning of play. But after Giuliano, Kohansky, Yankowski, Peltier, and Abbott, 3 earned runs combined. Abbott gave up no earned runs, and the other 3 gave up 1 apiece. So maybe a little bit more confidence for the end of their bullpen, as after giving up those 6 runs early, they look like they might be able to crawl back.
Yeah, I mean, they did a good job getting a few unearned runs against Monaco in the 3rd inning, but they just weren't able to do enough with it. With the Monaco with the win for the Bobcats, the loss goes to Giuliano. Canisius has 5 runs on 5 hits, no errors, while the Bobcats with 9 runs on 11 hits and 2 errors.
Yep, Bobcats will be back in action this coming weekend at Miami, and they will try and keep their hopes alive for that MAC tournament. Other than that, though, that's it for today from this doubleheader against Canisius, with the Bobcats taking both games.